Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the few minutes delay. Matt, no, you're not late. You're right on time, buddy. What's going on? Frank, what's up, buddy? Welcome back to our Monday night live stream. Every Monday night, this is where you will find us on 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino. Doug Ross, what's going on, man? The great Roro, redheaded stepchild, listening from work. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. Joe Root, Soto 347. What's going on, man? Who else is here? Matt, John Bennett,
Scott H,
La Regina Patrizia, Scott H, Brooklyn Ice. What's going on, Chadrul, Woodhaven, Cagney, DL with the gift. Thank you, DL. The original Crumb Bump on 52 Topics with Frank Fiordolino. DL, thank you for gifting the membership, DL. We'll get to that in a minute. Proletarian Scumbag, what's going on? Alejandro Estefan, what's going on, man? How are you?
Happy Monday, right. Alessandro. We got Vinny B, Philly Bob, Ro, the lovely Roro. You did that. Did you know Vinny is Sarah?
I'll star that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Any questions you guys ask, you're going to have to stick around. As always, we do the Q&A segment. So get your questions in. I'm always watching the chat. I always star the comment, which means I'm saving the comment for later. But the short answer to that question is yes. If you've been watching the channel, which I hope you have been, you would know that.
Oh yeah, I got a funny ass Vinny Asaro story.
Middle Village, what's going on, buddy? Oh yeah, what do you got? Wait, hold on. Look at Matt. Matt gifted 10 Frank Fiordolino memberships.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
I appreciate it.
Matt, thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you. We're working on getting a Capello got it. Yeah, I mean Chris Capello. I haven't seen him in a while. Catch his. He has a podcast, not a podcast, but he puts out videos of his work, and they fascinate me all the time. He's pretty good at what he does. Oh, there he goes.
Chris Capello, there he is.
There he goes.
What's up, man? Chris? What's going on, buddy?
Very, very bright kid. He has some story too. He's an amazing young man.
Yeah, I've seen his channel.
Yeah,
I've seen it working stuff.
We gotta bring him up one day. I mean, it's really, it's a story to tell, but it's a really, really.
Oh yeah, Chris is welcome on the show anytime.
Chris, good kid.
Of course.
Lisa, what's up?
MobTube OG, Chris Capello. He's been around since the beginning.
Brian,
Lisa Piscatolo, what's going on?
Yeah, Frank, are you in contact with Joey Caves? Is this the same guy who asked me about Joe Sarah?
No.
Oh, no. We will bring my cousin Dino. I don't even know if he's my cousin anymore. I haven't seen him in years, but I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just that it's funny even saying that, you know?
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, yeah. I mean,
that's good. Somebody, Woodhaven said Ace will be out. That's very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I know it's probably not something. I'm sorry about that. There's something coming at it from me, but I feel good when people come out of jail. I don't like people in jail unless they really belong there. And after a while, I also spoken about what time fits the crime. You know, here in the States, we just pound people. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah. It depends. Everyone has their own opinion on that, Frank. I mean, you could ask somebody and they'll say, if you kill one person, you should never come out. You know, you got guys that kill 5 people, 8 people, 9 people that have gotten out of prison. So it really depends, I guess. I think the depravity of the situation depends. You know, some things are worse than others.
Sure.
You know, like if you look at how many homicides Tommy Karate went away for, and you look at how many homicides the Gemini twins went away for, they killed more people on paper than Tommy Karate, but he's never going to get out because there's just something about chopping a woman's head off in a bathtub that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You know? That's what I was about to get to. And we're going to bring up when people outside the scope get targeted in that life, you know what I mean? Yeah. People that, innocent people. And it happens more than you think. But, if it's in a crime on crime, should be, it's hard for me to actually give any kind of argument, because at the end of the day, I mean, I fall into that category. It's not for me. It's not right for me to judge. But murdering an 8-year-old kid is different from murdering a guy who's fucking a dirtbag all his life. Somebody killed me. I don't want nobody fucking do more than anything. I don't want to do anything. Put it that way. But I don't want them fucking laid in prison for the rest of their life just to fit a fucking prosecutor's agenda.
Right. Let me shout out Matt real quick. Matt sent a Cash App, $50 Cash App from Matt. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you,
buddy. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Matt the man. I don't know, D'Augusta. YouTube did something recently with people's names. I don't know. Something happened. Roro or someone else, they probably know more about it. I think she was talking to me about it. She was texting me about it. I don't really know the whole thing with YouTube. Something happened where people got doxxed or whatever. Tom McCry did what a lot of guys in the Chicago outfit did.
Yeah, they killed a woman. Women, kids, innocent people. I don't know. We did I ever tell you the time I was talking to Salemi?
Frank
Salemi. Yeah, I'm sorry. Frank Salemi from Boston, and we're talking about, he just hated the fucking Flemmy guy, the rifleman. He felt that even though Frank told Salemi, even he told on Salemi, Flemmy, the rifleman, Stephen Flemmy, was cooperating as well with the government for a very long time, and he had two. Mm-hmm. That's why he's probably still in jail. The murder of his stepdaughter, who he had sex with,
right?
She was down on her luck, and another woman that was involved, and this is, frankly, used to tell me this is the same bastard who fucking bounced his kid on his knee, and then later fucking took her teeth out so she couldn't be fucking identified when she was dead.
Yeah.
So there's certain people that don't deserve to be out, and he's one of them. He's like 90 years old, and he's still there, fuck where he deserves. But back to that other scumbag in Arizona, we were talking about that, and that was fucked up. And he intervened. Sammy, right? And he intervened in the conversation by saying, you guys probably wondering, you guys talk about murder when you're among each other, I guess, to a certain extent. Especially when all our fucking garbage is out. And he said, so what's the big deal? If Cosa Nostra asks for it, that's what you do. I have no problem putting one in fucking someone's head.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you would say that.
And what's his face was doing this behind his fucking head. He was great at that. Frank Salemi was the king of the fucking the faces, He'd be like this, doing this all the time. Like, look at him,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, Joe Rube, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, Joe? What's going on? Phoenix, what's going on? Phoenix says, Frank, the Continental Theater you mentioned recently was Midway Theaters.
There was the Continental, and there was the Midway on Queens Boulevard. I remember that. The Continental, I believe, was on Austin. I'm getting my movies. That's such a high profile place. If you didn't have to hear about it, it had like 3 profile killings. That area right there. They consider it Kew Gardens, the one with the Genovese woman.
Oh yeah.
And then you had 2 by the son of Sam, right where Beefsteak Charlie used to be. That was with Johnny Deal there. Right. And then he killed another woman walking in the street. Yeah, by the way, what's up, Nina? By the way, if you have a chance to look at that documentary on Netflix, check it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the latest one. Yeah. Yo, Brett, you wanting to do is a Polo video content? You always ask me this. What video? Which one in reference to the mob? I've done mob cop stuff on my channel. I mean, I've been to a couple of locations. I did a Louis Eppolito biography. I did James Bishop murder, the painting official who they murdered. Well, they didn't murder him, but I think Sapolo was involved in that one. Yeah, I mean, hit me with some specifics, and maybe we could figure something out. Conti Zappola did Nicky Guido hit? Yeah, yeah, that's what they say. Yeah, with Testa, that's what they say. Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah.
What's up, Michael Mormile? How are you, buddy?
He's another woman killer. That Heidel. I actually felt sorry for him. The one gas pipe kidnapped and tortured. But did you see the one of the Heidel brothers? The one that was kidnapped?
Yeah, Jimmy Heidel's brother. Yeah, the one where'd they kill him at outside a club or something in Staten Island?
No, that's the brother. He got killed.
That's what I'm saying.
He got killed. No, the other one that got kidnapped by the cops.
Oh, yeah.
And he was tortured. And I used to feel bad for that guy until I found out he was another fucking scumbag, killed some chick,
Yeah, he murdered his girl, Annette DiBiase.
Had her way with her before he killed her, and then discarded her shit right fucking high without
buried her in Staten Island. Yep.
Yeah, his mother has balls fucking crying about that piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
they should have tortured him longer.
Yeah. And that was that guy, Bob Bering, who talked. He was one of the shooters on the gas pipe job, Bob Bering. Mm-hmm. And they had the Nicky Guido guy too. And he basically ended up flipping. And he basically, I think he led him to the body or something, as far as I can remember.
I mean,
they did the painter union in Whitestone. Yeah, right in Whitestone. Yep, that is correct. James Bishop, DC9. My father was DC9. He was in DC9 when that happened too. What's up, Warren Hunter?
Warren Hunter, what's up, my man? Warren Hunter always thought.
Is Hootie coming back on? I don't think so. Probably not.
Who?
Somebody asked if Hootie was coming back on.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Gene might, but I don't know if.
I got caught with a brick in LA that I bought from a friend. Cops asked me. I said I got it from a Mexican on Houston Street. Even if I lied, I still rat it technically, huh, Frank? Allegedly.
What's that? Sorry, I was reading a funny text. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that. I apologize to the viewers.
No, he's asking if he says, I don't know. I got that I bought from a friend's. Cops asked me. I said I got it from a Mexican on Houston Street. Even if I lied, I still rat it technically, huh, Frank? Allegedly.
Oh.
I guess so.
Did you really get it from him? If not, it's not ratting, it's defense.
It's
people do it all the time. It's defending yourself.
It's a diversion of attention.
Of course. Poor Mexican guy that really, if they believe you, I feel bad for the Mexican guy. But no, it's not. It's strategy. It's strategy. I used to think that way all the time. Fucking there was interrogation papers of mine that were out there. And I felt just talking to them, even lying to them, like you said, was a violation, And I had them out for everybody to read at the law. They were at the law meetings we used to have, the co-defendant meetings. And Derman White picks him up and he goes, "You actually going to go to trial with this fucking shit right here?" I go, "Why? You said you just found the door open and you walked in. You think people are going to believe that?" And I looked at him. And Joe Messina looks at me and goes, "He ain't going to answer you. He's not going to answer you. Like, mind you fucking what? My shit is there for the read, not to fucking cross-examine me." Who happens to be Darren White is a really good case lawyer. We're going to talk about lawyers. And he represented Baldo. He just wasn't a good trial lawyer. Everybody tell you, I don't know what he's seen him. He got him, whatever.
This was the guy that lived in your neighborhood, right? What's his name again?
Derman White?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Marola. I thought you were talking about the other one.
Marone's a good lawyer.
Not Marola. Marola. Who's the other guy? Mario?
Malabra. That's
Malabra.
Yeah, he represented me in 2 assault cases.
Because he represented Caesar too, no?
He represented them on a gun charge. He also, I think, was Sal Catalano's lawyer. He was a neighborhood lawyer. Every time he got in trouble, he defended me on an assault on a cop, which wasn't really an assault. That we talk about that. And the other one was assault. The two times I did a lot more. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and tell you I didn't do shit, right? But the two cases he did defend me, I didn't do it. One one of my friends in a club hit somebody over the head with a bottle, but since the bouncers got me on the way out, the guy said, "Yeah, it was him." They just fucking blatantly lied. So I had to take that. I had to take that felony on that one, and the other one got knocked to a misdemeanor. The cop one because the judge didn't want to hear the case. They're like, "Come on, man, stop shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't. This is Kevin Millie, Canada 20 from Kevin Millie. Thanks, guys. I don't know what that is. I hope that like you didn't try to send a super chat and it didn't go through because it didn't go through. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm not saying you have to give a super chat, but I don't understand this comment, Kevin, because we didn't get any.
I think what somebody said about if I got $50, you Matt was that? No,
Yeah,
it didn't go on the.
I don't know what that is. Well, you mentioned something before. Let's get back. So if anybody hasn't, there's a super chat. I see it.
At 52, there's a super chat at 52 topics. All right.
All right, Matt, tell me what it is because it didn't come up. It's not coming up for me here. That's weird. Was that from you, Kevin? Maybe it's coming up weird.
Oh, yes, he got 10 people. He gave Matt gave 10 people memberships.
Kevin Millie, it's a donation. You know what? It might have went through. Does anybody see Kevin's thing? Because it didn't. For some reason, it didn't come up. But thank you, Kevin. I'm sure it'll go through. I appreciate it, Kevin. Thank you so much. You sent $20 Canadian.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, buddy. We take Canada. Canada money is good enough for us.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Serial Mom? That movie?
No.
No, with the John Waters movie. Anybody? Serial Mom? No. Never mind.
Getting on your business. I like that. I know I didn't see Serial Mom. None of your business says Malabro get you 20 on a parking ticket. You shit. Yeah, he the longer he went, the more people didn't fuck with him. You know what I mean? They just didn't get him anymore. Oh, was he a good lawyer? I don't know. I mean,
all right, thank you, Kevin. It didn't. I don't know. It's weird that it didn't come up like that, but I appreciate it. So you mentioned something before. If anybody doesn't know, we put out episode 2, Ridgewood, a true story, and we talked a lot about stuff outside of Frank's friend group. Talked about his cousin Dino, which I find incredibly interesting, and we talked about some of the violence that was going on in the younger guys on the other side of the world. Basically, you guys were in Ridgewood. They're all the way down in Bensonhurst.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you guys didn't check that out, please do. It is members only. Don't apologize, but it is members only. It's $4.99 a month. So far, we got 2 Ridgewood episodes, 2 live streams on there, and there'll be another live stream this Wednesday.
Talk about the one coming up in a little bit.
But so that's interesting because, especially with that, because I know you've got it from real sources, a lot of your information. And as far as YouTube, there's like one person that talks about those guys. So it's interesting to hear it through you, from other people like that Beth Avenue, that Bay Parkway stuff. Tell me how you feel about it. How do you feel about, I know you're talking about your cousin Dino, you're talking about things that no one else is going to hear. I get in the chat. If you watched it, let us know what you thought about it.
Yeah. And, I get a lot of information. I get a lot of my information from certain people, but mostly on this episode, I got it from shout out. And he don't care if Mikey. Who was he actually had a number tattoo on him. I think he was 3 or something. So he helped me with that. The other stuff I got from other people that I knew. That fucked with my cousin, I haven't talked to my cousin in years either, but I learned a lot. Like we talk about the Chestnut murder, okay? We talk about how he was out of control. I believe Jimmy has actually talked about because he lived it. Let's be fair, he was there, with those guys. And what the ironic thing about it is that the girl who basically was Frank Massaro's aka Chestnut's girlfriend was at the time was always, they speculated that both sides speculated, not both, the one side mainly, the bad damage, but that she might have set him up, told him he left the house, you know what I mean, and they got together. The Greaves was on that murder too, I believe. when Chestnut went home, they got him. They fucking, there was a couple of people involved. Dino was one of the main shooters. We spoke about that, and they killed him. But I got a source saying that after, and I don't, I'm just gonna say, just because he's my cousin, I'm not gonna give him a free pass, But he ended up getting with this girl after. He ended up getting with this girl, and there's rumors that he's still with her today after he left his wife.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So
let me ask you something. Knowing your cousin,
mm-hmm.
Do you see him as a guy that's ever going to talk?
No. He was the type that, threw a rock and then hit his hand. He wasn't your typical Bensonhurst guy by no means. He just very approachable, amicable with the family anyway, but also sneaky. Not with us, with people. He respected family. He did that, and so it wasn't like, you see the difference between him and, like, let's say my Uncle Cheech. Okay, my mom's side of the family was my Uncle Cheech made you know that he was the patriarch on our side. You understand? Like I got this badge, made, and I am the guy that I'm the head chief in the fair as far as the immediate family goes. Where Dino respected our elders, like, all right, he's not made of nothing, but he's my family. And so when we have a problem among our families, and there was a lot of that in my father's side of the family, we respect the older guy. He respected Rice Ball a lot. He and Rice Ball wasn't made. So he when there was a problem family wise, they got together and talked about it. He didn't hold court. He stood and listened, and he always volunteered. He always volunteered help. Like, you okay? I remember I moved in a cell with Alley Boy, and he goes, "I heard you're with Alley, through my brother who passed away, because he used to come see me on visits." So he said, "Yeah." He goes, "If you need anything, if everything okay, just if everything, let him know." I said, "Why shouldn't everything be okay?" But I found it very, very peculiar at the time that he was telling me, if you got a problem with him, let me know. And I'm like, and I didn't. Me and him were got very, very close, me and Alley Boy. But
right. Well, knowing that at that time your cousin was made, right?
I do. He actually told me at my nephew's fucking I told you he liked to do that kind of stuff.
Right, but not able to absorb the full extent of his criminality because you didn't know he had 8 bodies.
Oh, no.
But so he's telling you this, like, yeah, let him know. But he's coming from it like, I'm a made guy. I got 8 bodies. I put a lot of work in with this family. Like, so, let him know, even though Persigo is who he is. So, But you found it weird, huh?
I did. I found it weird, but I also found, and not only that, there was Frank Campanello, who wasn't made.
Yeah.
And he was actually Ali Boy's roommate before I was. And he had come up to me and he goes, your cousin's a good guy. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? So I guess within their inner circles, they know that he's putting work in.
Right.
But I get more from Jackie to Ross on that click than I do by myself. You know what I mean? Or anybody, or him personally. But he had a way of showing that he was doing things. He would talk about it, but in a kind of Godfather-ish way, like the Godfather. Tap me in the shoulder, son. You come here. I said, what? If you need anything, you let me know. I got my guys, and already I know what he's getting to.
Yeah.
But
I always see like that. I don't know if it means that. I don't know. There's that photo of him. You ever seen the photo of him in cuffs and he's got his head down? He looks like he's like He looks pretty wild in that photo. I don't know if he's screaming. I don't know if he's like balling or something. He looks, or maybe the photo caught him at a bad moment.
Yeah, it was hair all fucked up.
His hair's fucked up. He's like, looks like he's in fucking agony or something.
You know, they do wake you up in the morning. You know that, right? And now I don't know if I had a fucking night out and I just got home at 4:30 and they're busting down my door at 5:30. I'm probably not gonna look the best, you know what I mean? And he did like to dabble in certain things.
I
heard from other people. So,
what up, Antonio? What's up, Ranger fan? What's going on, guys? What's up, David Price? You crumb bum. Yeah. So that was one of them early morning, early rising. Fucking. For
sure. Okay. He always looked good, and he was always good with the ladies. I put it that he was a rolling stone for sure. I run into a guy in the Colombos in jail, and another one, you know, the guy, whatever, but this guy, Ronnie Petrino, that's not his real name. I think he's related. He got caught up in, what's his name? TG's son-in-law. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, Angel.
Hector Pagan.
Yeah, Hector Pagan. Angel Pagan. Fucking the New York Mets. Yeah, Angel Pagan. Hector Pagan.
Well, he got caught in that case. He took his licks. He's like got 30 years. But I ran into him. He was always in trouble and then out of jail. He's telling me, you know, your cousin, I'm good friends with his daughter. I said, daughter? What the fuck you talking about? His daughter's mom, you know, well, he had a kid. You didn't know that. I go, what the fuck you tell me? You just met me, fucked up 5 minutes. You tell me about a cousin I don't even know about, you know?
Yeah.
But that was always out there, you know. He got busy, put it that way. And he had 4 kids, I think 4 kids of his own. In his family, there was 4. So tell us the Vinny story, says Vinny 217. Okay, give me a little bit, Vinny, all right?
I don't know what happened here. Where did I end up?
I don't think that was him. I think that's his brother. That's his brother.
No. I ended up somewhere else. There, right here. No?
Yeah, he has he has 3 brothers. It's crazy. 2 of them look like people on his mom's side, and the other 2 look like on his dad's side. And the ones that look like on his mom's side are the Karma ones. You know?
Now, did your uncles, what's going on, Vinny Boombots, my man, Lester Andrews, 1999. Thank you, Lester Andrews. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Lester. Well, what's going on?
Doug Jack said he joined. Thank you for joining up, Doug. You're the man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Doug.
I don't know what StreamYard's doing. They're not showing me. They're coming in like this. 1999 from Lester. Usually it's like highlighted and it shows. But whatever. Thank you, Lester. Appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, Lester, check out. We got 2 episodes of 2 already.
Yeah. What about your uncles, though? As far as, well, I guess your Uncle Chichi could give a rat's ass, right? It's not his family, right?
No, and he caused a lot of awkward situations between us and the other side of the families. He got the superior complex after a while. He wasn't going to funerals. He would go to weddings. He would just send his kids. And I felt that people were starting to get offended. Yeah. He was a certain way. He felt probably that whole, you know, if as far as his kids were protected by not doing really anything other than making money. One of them ended up doing a year in jail, I think. I'm not sure. I know he did jail time. I don't know how long. Okay, so he didn't give a fuck about anybody. You know, if my brother went to see him, he'd talk about me. If I went to see him, he'd talk about my brother. And I could honestly say Rice Ball one time. My brother Joe didn't just bother. He just hello and goodbye because he knew what he was always. And when my brother Joe go, he would talk about us too. He rarely talked about Joe. He liked Joe a lot. I could take the black sheep rap for it. And after he was done with that, he would just go after my I hate it, the little intelligence that I got. You hear me?
Yeah.
He would go after that. He would say, you know, your brother's really not all that and stuff. And at one point, my brother got offended because he just basically said, well, he really didn't have a father figure. Your kids do. And I don't think he's dumb. He basically told me I was on the cusp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my brother goes, no, far from the fact. You don't know him. You don't talk to him. And every time you want to say something, you just don't listen because you're distracted on the bullshit you're distracted on. It was hot and cold with my uncle. I mean, I read him better than he read me. It's just that he had money, and it was more, I was more transparent. So when you have money, and he used to say it too, the guy with the money is always right. The guy who wins is always right. So he felt that way. So I don't know. It wasn't looking good. I get to him though. I mean, as far as not taking shots at him, I told you I'm not going to do that. But as far as like just one day saying, yeah, I don't want to fuck with you no more. I want this life, but I don't want it from you because you don't give opportunity. Matter of fact, you're going to deter me from ever getting to where I want to be in that life. You're going to tell your friends this, your friends that. So I started looking for new avenues. And then I started thinking maybe I am a fuck up,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe he's right. But he put if I was on the fence of being a fuck up, he took me and fucking threw me about 30 yards on the other side because that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
He wanted his people to compare his kids to all the time.
And your Uncle John passed away when?
He passed in 1987. I got to see him
really?
in 85. Yeah. Wow. But he was definitely out of the game.
Okay. He was overseas when he passed?
Yeah, and he did like a year in jail in Italy around that time from I seen him to he died in 87. He was different. If he was where he was in the 60s, I probably would have had fucking more damage done. You know what I mean? Yeah. He was more family with me. I just felt that he was anyway. Where the other one just there was no way that I don't think my brother even had a fucking shot. His kids in it, the door slammed.
Yeah. So we talked about you guys had your little bachelor party extravaganza, right? Mm-hmm. Then you end up wedding, right?
Right.
We talked about that before. That's your brother, who you refer to as Rice Ball, right there. That's Mimo Tartamella. That's your brother Joe, and that's Dino Calabro, right?
Correct.
Anyone else at this wedding? Anyone of note?
No, this wedding right here was actually Rice Ball's wedding.
Oh, that's Rice Ball's wedding. Anyone else at this wedding?
Shotgun wedding, by the way.
Anyone that you could remember of note? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. There was a lot of people at the wedding. My uncle obviously was there. Louis Restivo, Vito Grimaldi, my uncle's crew, people in my uncle's crew were there. I think the Lungomare guy was there as well.
Oh, is that right?
Peter, yeah. I just thought, I mean, my uncles, a lot of people were there.
Yeah.
I think my uncle might have died, my Uncle John.
Okay.
But it's back. It's 87. I do have I told you before, I have a pretty good memory, but not right now. I don't know, it ain't clicking.
Yeah, it's a good photo. We showed it a bunch of times. I'm surprised it didn't end up on somebody's Instagram by now.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I never got many of my photos back. The ones I did got were the ones that got confiscated by the government. So that's where that goes,
Snake Plissken, what's going on, buddy? Let's see. There's a question here from. So I don't have my mouse. 18 Rem Rafi. Frank, how is jail in Italy compared to the U.S., if you know?
I don't. I mean, I never been in jail in Italy, so I don't know. What I heard, it's it's like the jail systems there are like the pretrial places. That's what I heard. Like they're a little bit more closed in. Yards ain't that big, So that's what I've heard before, but I've never been there, so I can't really comment,
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, we perfected prisons over here. It's fucking
yeah.
I mean, not that they haven't at this point,
here,
but
yeah,
not
in Italy, no. No.
Speaking of trials in prison, we were talking about mob lawyers on the phone
Sure.
before.
We
We
were.
were talking about that. And I asked you on the phone, I said, maybe we can talk about they're all, we can say criminal lawyers as a whole, right? Sort of like the true crime genre. Then there's like subsets within the true crime genre, right?
Right.
Yes, there's the criminal lawyer, and then there's guys with different specialties, this and that.
I'm sorry, that's just funny as shit. Sonny Bro, you know Sonny Bros, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes, that's a good one. What number did you wear when you played for the
Your
Rangers?
favorite team?
Yeah, Vito. No, that's Vito Antifermo, the boxer. Used to think I played for the fucking Rangers.
Oh, that's right.
So fucking,
That's right.
He was so fucking just punch drunk. I think they call it pugilistic dementia. That's what they call it. The medical term. But yeah. Well, he was just funny as I didn't mean to fucking.
It's Farmer. Okay, Raro. Lisa Pistola wants to know if your Uncle John was.
Yeah, that was my dad's side. I don't think I have a John on my mom's side. Come to think of it.
Yeah, so we started talking about that's pretty funny, Gagliardi, but I'm not going to bring it up. But
what did it say?
I don't know. It's just some drama with Gene Borello, and I don't like to talk about people.
Oh.
I've seen it, Gagliardi. I've seen it though.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's true, what's not true, but I'm leaning towards something happened there though. I don't think that's a mystery, but anyway, what's the difference, right? You have different lawyer specialty and different things. Mob lawyers get the reputation of being a mob lawyer for a reason. What's the different approach? What's the outlook? They have to accept, like, I know whatever Cutler's like, oh, I don't need no evidence that the mob even exists or whatever, but there's got to be some acceptance in their head somewhere. And what is it like dealing with these guys? What would make them different?
Well, they don't represent. They'll tell you they won't represent cooperators.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you guys. I'll bet 5 out of 10 of them, if the money's right, they represent. They represent anybody. I mean,
but that's a business decision.
Yeah, that's a business decision. Like a lot of them been around for a long time representing these people. They get, I remember Ali Persico telling me about certain lawyers that they just get burnt out after a while, and then you might catch a burnt out lawyer. Breitbart was Messino's lawyer. David Breitbart was Messino's lawyer. Good lawyer, great ballistics guy. Fucking really good. He was who's a black dude from Harlem's lawyer, the Barnes. And I think he got him a pass at one time, and he became. And he became well known after that. But he was a good lawyer. But by the time Messino got him, I think he looked burnt. Thurman White was his like case lawyer. He was like his partner. He used to show up too. The lawyer I liked a lot, and I remember him really well, was Robert Leno's lawyer and Alley Boy's lawyer. That was Barry Levin.
Barry Levin, yeah.
But he was burnt out too. He got Alley Boy fucking acquitted on that big Colombo case, and it seemed like when he tried to get him again, and we're going to talk about guys that actually mob guys that feel they're legals or they just pretty good at it. They didn't see eye to eye on the up and coming cases. He felt that Ali felt that Barry probably lost his zest. Who knows? It could have been whatever. I think Barry's a great lawyer, always talk. He represented that case. What's that case with the stockbrokers in that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. The fuck is his name?
With that hot blonde from Australia.
Wolf of Wall Street, but what's his real name?
No, he didn't represent him. He represented one of the guys in the case.
Right.
And he tells a great story, and I heard him tell a story on another podcast about they tell him, we're going to win this fucking case. Come on Friday. We'll talk about it. Meet me at the hotel. And there's like 4 or 5 of them at the hotel. He gets there. They're going to work on this case all weekend. And all of them are fucking coked up like fucking crazy. Yeah. We're going to win this fucking thing. Yeah. He's like, I thought we were going to, go over this case. Yeah, we will. We don't even have to. We got this. We got this. He goes, he goes, 4 to 5 of them fucking told. After all that fucking hurrah and getting nothing done the whole weekend, 4 to 5 flipped. But he's a good lawyer. Who else was that? Shargell was good.
Shargell, yeah.
Shargell,
he was good.
It depends, man. It's all about how much evidence they got on you.
Shargell was Roy DeMeo's guy too. Actually, apparently, before he fucking got whacked, he gifted Shargell a shotgun for some reason. He went to see him and gave him a gun, and then he fucking got killed like a week later. So,
yeah, Jordan Belfort. That's right, David. But yeah, the Kriegers were good.
Oh, that's Farmer. I get it. IH Farmer backwards. What did I say? Rem Rafi?
Oh, wow. There you go.
Rem Rafi. I was like, oh, it's a new guy here. Rem Rafi. Live from
Gaddafi.
Live from Libya or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kriegers.
Krieger.
I have a friend of mine, an older guy that was schooled by one of the Kriegers. The one that, they were actually from Massachusetts. I didn't know that. And so is my friend. And he's an older guy as well. Not as old as them. Roy Cohen's a real good one, Dio.
Roy Cohen,
but yeah, so they were very good lawyers. One was Joe Bonanno's lawyer. He throughout that kidnapping thing, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But that was another one. I don't know. That Tacopina was that. I don't consider him a mob lawyer anymore.
Joe Tacopina, yeah.
But he was somebody who somebody in my first before I got superseded to other cases, but the first one was he was in that case. I forgot who had him. I think TG, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was TG, but somebody had him. The kid Gerard Maroney, he's somebody that I've heard puts in a lot of work for their clients.
Is he who is he? Do you know anyone specifically he's represented? Any organized crime figures?
Yeah, a couple of them. John Gotti Jr. He's his lawyer.
Okay.
As he worked on the case, that was a big case. They got. I know Carnisi takes a lot of credit, rightfully so, right. But he helped in that case as well. And if he got 4 fucking hung juries, man. So
Yeah, because with a guy like that, and I know you said he's a nice guy, right? But with a guy like that, he represents mobsters, whatever, fine. Everybody deserves representation, even if you're a fucking Koberger or some sicko like that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And then he comes out with like getting mad that Sammy has a show and it's not portraying Italians the right way, this and that. Is it? But then it makes me wonder, like, okay, is it because you represent mob guys and you don't like rats?
No, I don't think so. And because I knew him on a personal level.
So he really feels so strong, oh, we shouldn't make mob shows and movies anymore because it makes Italians look bad? Is that really how he feels?
I unfortunately I got my fucking cravings. Wanting to be, if you want to call me that, whatever, wanting to be in that life from Hollywood had a lot to do with it, believe it or not. And not only me, the culture, the music, but
right.
Mob books, I know I said it, other rats books, like Alley Boy wouldn't read a fucking mob book. And he'd be adamant about it. He'd be like, I ain't gonna read nothing written by a fucking rat,
Right. Well, why would it? So then, what is it? Why would he do that? I understand wanting attention because he's trying to gain more attention for the Italian Civil Rights League, and
no. The kid put a lot into other organizations in my neighborhood or clubs that represented hardworking Italians. There's a couple of clubs back home. I mean, what are you gonna do if you're from part of the Castello Maris club and a couple of these people are related to gangsters? Doesn't make them gangsters. They're part of the club. Matter of fact, these clubs try to stay away from that life by not going to the coffee shops, but they're not gonna all of a sudden throw their friends under the bus. They grew up with some of these guys, So you got and Gerard, he's given back to the community in that sense. He was always involved with the hard work and the time people. So I don't believe his family comes from that background. You could have people that don't like people telling people.
Yeah, no, it just seemed personal to
You
me.
know,
I don't know
and
because we
not
can
be
do this all
criminal,
day. We
and
can do
not be
this all
criminal.
day. We can do this all day. Every there's a fucking Italian show, a mob show. I mean, we could do it all day. I mean, every year he can do that. He could probably do it every 6 months if he wants to.
Do I think he has an agenda? No. I know the kid. I mean, I knew him. I don't think he does.
Yeah.
I knew people who do, like Curtis Silver, who is probably the only candidate anybody gives a fuck that watches our show. You know, he's always lived on an agenda.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
I'm not saying he's a bad guy either. He seems like a really nice guy.
And he makes himself look like some kind of community leader. I never liked him. I mean, I just don't. But considering what you guys have in New York City right now, he's probably
Curtis Lever. Yeah, I like him. I like him like I like Al Sharpton. We talked about this before. You get these classic New York City characters. You know, that's how I look at him the same way. You know,
if he's fighting for you, then you want
these guys are like they're great characters. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. Let's ask this question. Gagliardi from Long Island. Do you guys know? I don't know anybody, so we'll ask Frank. My godfather, S. D'Angelo, or any of the Matrangas.
S. D'Angelo, what was his first name? I've heard of a Smitty D'Angelo, and he was gunned down on Cypress Gardens. I didn't know him personally, obviously, because I was in bar, but I knew his brother Joe. You know.
Then you had who did you just see? You had Sammy's guy, Stymie D'Angelo, who was killed over in the tallies over there.
Stymie, yeah, Joey D'Angelo, and
Joseph, Joe Stymie D'Angelo. Elijah's dad. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. What's up? Who's this right here? Everybody's name is backwards now. I know who you are, but I know. What's up, fellas? Late. Just heard you talk about my boys. Have you mentioned Matthew Mary? Yeah, we're gonna talk about him. We'll talk about him in a minute. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. I think most of us who have mob pillars really don't brag about it. It's just kind of known and not really said. That makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you watch Once Upon a Time in Queens? It's funny you bring that up because my
I
uncle
watched it yesterday.
That's so funny. My uncle called me. My uncle called me today when I was at work, and he's like, "Hey, Brett, have you ever seen this movie? I'm about to watch it." And I was like, "No, I think Frank, who I do the show with, knows one or two people that are in it or something, right?"
I know a lot. We're talking about a club, right? So in that movie, they film it in a club where good people. I mean, they're just hardworking people, and I've seen a couple of them. They used the club to film the movie. The kid who produced it, we went to school together. That's Iggy Penapinto. I even seen Ignacio Penapinto, his movie name, not his producer name. His little kid's in the movie, and she played a pretty good part.
Oh, okay. And that's Sorbino, right?
Paul, Sabino's in it. It was a pretty good movie. I mean, it was good. It wasn't bad. Shout out to the cast. The guy at the end, the mob guy. I kind of, when you know somebody, and then he's playing a mobster, and he's talking Sicilian, and I don't know. It was kind of like surreal. It's cool. Mario Rufo plays the gangster at the end. You know how many times we used to go out and fucking kid always started problems everywhere we went. You looking at me, you see his face, you could tell he just has that face, and then the next thing we're fucking 20 on 20. It got up to the point where people didn't want to go out with him anymore.
How about who just was mentioned? Matthew, Tommy Karate, babysits my kids, Mary. How about him?
Never lived up to the. He's probably behind the scene lawyer. Probably does case law a lot better. I've never heard anything spectacular about him, but he looked like he was always chasing fucking clouts. You know what I mean? Clout chaser. I mean, nice guy, I guess. I always used to see him at the down at the MDC when we would have the co-defendant meetings, and he kind of looked like a lost puppy going to see whatever client he used to be, and he's looking in the other room, probably saying to himself, why didn't they get me? My dad was a banana guy. Why don't they have me in there? It looked like that. He would wave, you know what I mean?
Yeah. His dad, disappeared in like 68 or 69 or something?
I believe it was 68 or 69. His dad was a capo.
With the other guy that disappeared. What's his name? I forget. Where you at?
Adamo.
There you go.
Adamo. Giorgio's dad. You know,
yeah.
Giorgio's dad was a big guy.
Or his grandfather. It might have been his grandfather's son.
Who?
Adamo.
I think it was his dad.
Was it? Did he say that's the one he's talking about? I don't know. The other one he calls him Georgie Crowbar. Georgie Crowbar was his dad. But I don't think that's the same.
He was a legend.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I have no idea. You know what? Maybe it is.
People talk about, we talk about that episode 2. We get into Paul Igolino, who was very, 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 very capable, able guy. After I got what I got, I already knew he would, but he was a karate guy. I think I talked about that. He was a Tommy Karate guy. Tommy Karate was grooming him, and he kind of fell into Spiro. But he was out there. He was definitely, but he also, he didn't come from a gangster family. His brother was a college kid as well. Both were athletic, very athletic. Paulie was very athletic.
Nor did Patera, as far as I know.
What's that? Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay.
As far as I know, I've never. Yeah.
Another fat ball of tie. Gives it ease, my man.
What's good, AFBI? Here's a question, Philly Bob. What's good, buddy? Frank, was the Chin as powerful or more powerful than Jangana? And all other people in their life did not like that act he put on. What's your opinion?
More powerful for sure. I mean, he didn't, because you see somebody on your TV fucking telling people to go fuck themselves doesn't mean he's more powerful than the other guy, Yeah. The Chin had better. He went back. I'm surprised he got a shot for shooting fucking Costello in the head, but they loved him so much, and he was just this up and coming guy that they fucking.
Yeah, that's the only thing we can come up with, right?
But as far as what?
Well, Genovese just fucking loved him, and so he just, I guess. Bro.
Yeah, because he botched that fucking hit.
What's up, Omar? Yeah, and then as far as I didn't watch the movie, but it was funny from the trailer that I saw. They made him look like a dope or something. I didn't see the movie that they came out with when De Niro plays 2. But he was like, "Oh, sorry, boss," or whatever. They made him look like a fucking moron.
Yeah, which way do I go? Which way do I go?
Just from the trailer when I seen it, I was like, "Is that the Chin?" And I was like, "All right, I guess."
Well, and then he botches stuff. He shoots him in the hat or something like that. But if he would have took Tommy Joelli's advice, he would have fucking shot him in the body twice and then the head.
That's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was what he told his guys. When you shoot in the body, and then and then you shoot in the head. I did that one.
Let's see what killed Costello. If you can say Frank, this is it's probably true.
What they say he would have killed Costello if he didn't say, "Hey, Frank, this is for you." Yeah. Is that Lefty?
Yeah. I don't know. The YouTube is I don't know what's going on with YouTube. They made Chin look like Gomer Pyle. They made Chin look like Gomer Pyle, he said.
Yeah. But wasn't that the idea anyway? He wanted to look like Gomer Pyle. It's a great story, and his daughter tells it, and I think it was on Soft White Underbelly, about as a kid, she used to like to play under the table, 5, 6 years old. And she was one day playing. They bring 3 people up to her apartment, not knowing that she was there.
Yeah.
And they start beating on this guy. 3 guys start beating on the fuck out of him. The father, the Chin, and 2 of his friends. They owed him money. So when the guy fell, and the kid's under the table, he sees this guy. She sees him all bloodied up, and she's just looking at him, fucking like, "What the fuck is going on?" She didn't say a fucking word, because she probably would have got kicked right in her ass, Get the fuck out of here. Get this kid out of here.
Too bad. She's lucky the guy didn't die. She would have started seeing his ghosts wandering around the room. She would have started talking to him.
No, then he'd be the ghost guy. The guy who sees his grandma.
I'm sorry, I don't believe any of that stuff, but
Yeah.
But
leave the mob like woo.
She seems really nice though. She seems like a very cool, down to earth.
Oh, the girl,
respectful woman. Yeah, his daughter.
Denise.
No, I was talking about her because she does. She's like, what does she call herself?
Obats.
Nah, his daughter, the Chin's daughter. What does she call it? There's a thing that she calls herself. Bro, she fucking talks to ghosts and shit. You never seen that?
Oh, the paranormal people.
Nah, she calls herself something else.
Well,
An
let's
empath. I think she calls herself an empath.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Medium is a way to say it, but yeah, no, but she calls herself an empath.
Oh.
There you go, Omar, my man. But yeah, medium is another way, I guess, to say it. But she uses the term empath.
Yeah, okay. He's another one though. Had two separate families. You know, Rastelli had two separate fucking families.
Yeah, he did have two different families. Yeah,
something that's really frowned upon in the Sicilian mob. You know,
medium rare, not necessarily from the dead. Not necessarily from the dead. Then from from the living too. I guess I don't know. It's just hard for me to believe some of that stuff. But at the same time, like I don't look at her as like a scammer. Like like the Long Island medium, that lady with the fucking beehive head, that sick bitch.
The bingo lady.
I can't stand that lady.
Fuck. Yeah, but what's her name? She travels everywhere.
I can't stand that woman. And I don't call women bitches, but I don't like people that take advantage of people like that, scam artists like that.
Hold on, let me clarify. La Regina Patrizio over there. I didn't know that about Rastelli. I believe that was after his wife was murdered or killed or whatever.
Yeah, Teresa Caputo. There, you guys can claim her. You Italians, you Italians can claim Teresa Caputo, the Long Island medium. She's all yours.
Another good lawyer we forgot to mention was Carnisi.
Carnisi.
He cross-examined me.
Talk about did we bring up? Oh yeah, talk about that. Then we're gonna bring up someone else. Actually, we forgot to bring up.
Well, he cross-examined me in a case that I didn't think I was. See, what I think and what the government thinks are two different things. So when I tell, why the fuck are you bringing me into this? And they tell you, well, you involved in gambling, you wanted this. I go, but I know, every time I fucking show up, even though I don't talk to my family and whatnot, people are going to think this guy is going to get a fucking life sentence for whatever that had nothing to do with me, testify-wise, and they're just going to contribute it to me. And that's why I kind of fucking just had it. What are you going to use me for the next 20 years for fucking, no.
Then you got guys that are super high profile with celebrities, but also like a Benjamin Braffman, for example.
He don't work on Saturdays. He makes it a fact. That's
the Sabbath.
It's a Sabbath.
Yeah, but he's like fucking. I mean, I can't even imagine what it would cost to be represented by him. I mean, recently, I think he was he on the Puffy case recently for a minute, maybe.
He told Michael
Weinstein,
Jackson.
and then fucking as many mob guys as you could think of. I mean, he's had so many of them, but
yeah, he told Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, he didn't do that.
Yeah, no, he retained them, and then he told him I ain't doing it. I think it had to do with it. He says it was the Sabbath, but I think it was that he wanted more control because he wants to control the case. He doesn't care if he's not a mob lawyer.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be known as a mob lawyer. Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be.
He goes, I don't give. He's a money lawyer. You bring me money.
He'll tell you. Yeah.
Plaxico Burress, that fucking idiot. I was talking about him the other day. Okay, the New York Giant football player accidentally shot himself in the leg.
Plaxico Burress, right after the Super Bowl.
He represents him. He got him a fucking deal right off the bat, and the fucking the Manhattan DA calls him in. Deal's off the table. Why? Because there was a whole fucking article on who's that mayor we had from freaking
at the time it was Bloomberg.
Bloomberg made a whole fucking stick about guns and everything like that. They took it right off.
That was a crazy case, man. They gave him a lot of time.
They gave him 2 years.
Yeah.
They gave him 2 years.
A lot for a guy that had a little accident with a gun. I mean,
he should have took the Santo Giordano defense and go see Dr. Solano, and it would have been a wrap.
Yeah, exactly.
Dr. Solano, he was our doctor. Who, if you didn't want to go to the fucking.
Yeah, well, back then, I mean, now it's like they're letting you out for everything. But back then, I mean, I've known for, pistol 1 year automatically, you're going away. Firing a pistol, shooting yourself, he could have hit somebody else. I could see All right, now we're gonna give him 2 years. I could see, why that happened, but yeah, it was registered to him. Yeah, but it's like New York means nothing. 1 year, that's it, automatic 1 year. Don't know if they do that anymore. I was talking to my wife's cousin who's a cop in Queens, and he's like, yo, they're not even doing that shit anymore, man. He's like, it's like nothing.
Some states have and I know they have very relaxed gun laws, and I don't own a gun, obviously, right? No, but they're relaxed. I see guys getting caught fucking arsenals, and okay, they're not felons and all, but
Yeah.
and because they own them, and they're like, okay, boom, a month, but no, a year probation. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking crazy. You got any
this is about Giganti again. Read it. Empaths claim to be sensitive to aura or energy that other people give off. Yeah, but she has claimed to have conversations with,
the paranormal.
Yeah.
It's Halloween coming soon.
Halloween is coming. One of my favorite times of the season.
I don't like to come out on it.
Not because of Halloween, just because of the time of the year. I love the fall. Big fan of that.
Can't wait. If you got a weirdo around your neighborhood, just check it out. If there's a weirdo around and always been accused of something you don't know for a fact or something like that, they gotta give themselves up at the fucking precinct on Halloween. They all bring them like a fucking auditorium. You know that, right?
They do what?
Like the chomo motherfuckers. They got to report to an auditorium fucking in a lot of cities.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so they don't give fucking candy to fucking kids.
Interesting. That's a good one.
Come out with their robes and shit, motherfuckers.
What happens if the Mafia gets into a beef with a street gang? Do they pay them off?
What happens if the Mafia gets in with a street gang? Do they pay them off? I don't understand, Bob. I don't understand. Do they work together? Yeah, they would call it work together. I don't think the Mafia is ever going to fucking admit to getting started.
Serious like gun street battle with like a street gang.
They'll try to squash it, and then you could.
No, I don't think.
Then the narrative could be whatever you make it. But
if anything, back in the day, they worked. They worked together a lot, especially in the junk business for sure. But I don't know about any. I mean, in Sopranos, you'll see that. They get the beef with those guys, but I don't know. Yeah.
Lefty says, when they arrested me for some controlled buys, I had about 12 guns that were registered to me that ended up taken and melting. Really? If you got ammo, what they do is they give it to them so they could bring it to the range.
True.
Would
they give up their rackets if it got too violent? I don't know an example of it ever getting to that level. I don't know, Frank. Do you know of an example? I really don't know.
If they got too violent, would they give up their
like a street gang?
Would they give in to street gangs? No.
Yeah, but I don't know of an example of that actually happening where there's like a gun battle with some street gang. Let's say
they'll agree to, they'll agree to disagree. That's what happens.
They'll agree to disagree, bro.
And I'm not saying there's no freaking other organizations out there that are more powerful than the Mafia. Well, today anyway, but even today, I doubt that the Mafia is going to give in to some people just in general, a whole, not individually, because I'm pretty sure, individually, some of them are not cut out for that kind of life, so who knows what kind of deals they make with whoever, if they, the Albanians or whatnot.
Hey, fellas, what's going on? John Sidlitsky, what's up? The Albanians took it to the Mafia. Yeah, that's true. In the Bronx, they had that whole thing where would they try to start like a fucking 6 family?
I'll tell you what, if it ever came down when I was out there, if it ever came down to where like a family's getting abused, he's making the other families look bad, then you got yourself a problem. You got 10,000 fucking associates. You figure maybe 500 of them are fucking violent. They're not going to let themselves look like that. I mean, in jail, I hear, he got slapped. He got punched. John Gotti got punched by a 30-year-old man who was very strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never happened. Well, that's his daughter, and she's not that bright. We know that.
I'm just mad. I don't even know if she said that. Brett,
Yeah,
we need to see.
no, she said. But let's in defense of John Gotti. What the fuck? What guy fucking takes advantage? I know they said he used the N-word, but to knock somebody out and think that just because his name, you beat up an older guy. You didn't beat up his name.
Yeah, it's nothing to be proud of for sure.
Well, there was a group. I was in jail with an Aryan Brotherhood guy, and he, of course, you know what's gonna happen now. Yeah, but you were in the right. Okay, whatever. Fuck, the guy was a killer too. I'm not talking about corn-fed either. And he would say that sometimes. We was protecting him in there. I go, bro. Did he probably pay for your fucking time? Yeah, because commissary now and then, not forcefully, just because he had you guys around. Well, you guys going up to him and tell him, give me your fucking money. I don't think John Gotti would have went for that.
Yeah,
you would have had it to get to him personally. You would have to carry him out in a stretcher.
Yeah, you would have had to fucking kill him. Yeah.
So it's a secretive. It's an undercover fucking extortment, I guess, but it's not. It's like paying for people to have eyes on you when you're fucking 60 years old.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. Fucking not forcefully though, because once it's forcefully, then you become a punk.
Right.
Here, guy, you got something for me. I send it to you. Because he was the only Italian guy in that fucking place.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was just about to say, it's not like he had like the experience that a lot of these guys have. You see photos of these old mob guys hanging out with like a bunch of 30-year-old mafia dudes, in a circle,
Sure.
fucking hanging out. You see all these photos. It's not, it's,
Philly wants something very, very special. John Gotti was not gay.
Philly Bob wants to say, oh, is that the one you want?
John Gotti was not gay.
Right on time, I guess.
Hey. All right, so you're pro-gay. All right, so you're pro-gay.
Sammy was in jail with corn fed.
Corn pop, yeah, corn pop.
I was in jail with
He was a bad dude. He had hairy legs.
Bro, when he told me the story about this fucking guy, I thought it was the ultimate warrior, bro.
Yeah.
Until I met him. Listen, don't get me wrong, he's a big guy. But I felt like, you had to watch him every 2 seconds or he'll rip your head off with his,
What's up, Drager? How you doing, buddy?
That's fucking crazy.
What's going on, cuz?
Fanu.
Yeah, I mean, we got Sandy Clips for days.
Christopher.
All right, so you're pro-gay.
Yeah, he's fucking crazy. What's good, my fucking guy?
When the Mafia killed the Jersey member for being gay, would that be considered a hate crime? If they could prove that they specifically killed him for being gay? Yeah. And by the way, according to Joseph Ganascoli, people keep saying that this is where they got that thing from The Sopranos. According to Joe Ganascoli, unless David Chase said any different, according to Vito, Joe Ganascoli, the guy who plays Vito, who has a very interesting Instagram, by the way. He's always doing some weird shit on there. I don't know. It's kind of funny, actually. He's a very odd person. I used to see him on Long Island all the time. He used to be at this Italian restaurant. Dude, like almost every time I went there, he'd be there. And he had like his cookbook, and he would just be sitting at the front with his book, just hanging out, right? He said, hey, what's going on? He said that he read Murder Machine, and he went to David Chase and said, this book's got this crazy gay guy, this Vito guy, Vito Arena, and he's gay. What do you think? Don't you think that's a cool storyline? He says he got it from Vito Arena. So unless David Chase said anything different, I don't know why people always think it's the Motto guy over in Jersey. But if you know something I don't know, let me know.
They probably combine them,
You know what?
Maybe at that point, Ganascoli didn't want to be the guy at the fucking pastry shop when fucking pastry shop.
That's right. Yeah, they snuck him in there early, and then he came. That's weird, right?
He said, "I want to be bigger than this." Here.
Yeah, it's weird how he's in there in the beginning.
Yeah, we did Chase. I got a character for myself. I want to be someone who's gay.
If the Mafia killed a gay boss in 2045, they'd have a human rights group. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's
Sure.
crazy. The
Whatever happened there?
The
Whatever
Rainbow
happened there?
Coalition.
Used to see Vito in Bay Ridge a lot. He loves attention and fame.
He does. You could tell.
Scully, yeah, I would see him all the time at this place in Long Island, dude. Probably, when I say all the time, I probably saw him there 3 times. But how often do you go to a specific Italian restaurant in Long Island? You only go every once in a while. So,
shout out to Dr. Vinny. What's up, Dr. Vinny? What's up, my man? Either way, a Fanuc is a Fanuc. Yeah.
Either way,
whatever. If they're happy and they don't bother nobody, that let anybody be happy.
But I think
I never got mugged in a gay neighborhood.
But in the mob, like I don't know. But even that story is kind of dicey, right?
Which one?
That they killed that guy for being gay in Jersey.
Yeah. Ciao, Francesco Rinaldi. Yeah, no, of course.
Maybe Sammy did it because he was, maybe.
Maybe he killed all the gay guys in the mob because he only wanted to be the one. You know what I mean?
Sammy's the one that started the Stonewall riot.
No, I will defend him though. And I know it's not always let's slam Sammy all the time, but when people fucking flip, they always have stories about him. And the stories about Sammy is that he liked dudes, and I've never got that from him.
Yeah, I mean, if he did, I don't personally care.
Just who gives a fuck? Yeah, but no, just because he was in a man's way, that man. It's crazy how fucking men put so much into that shit. You know what I mean?
G78, my man in Ireland. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you over here. G78, my man.
G78
tomorrow. Pete the Pick. I'm pretty sure tomorrow. We're supposed to do it yesterday, but I think it's tomorrow. So I know you don't like. I know you don't like to miss those. G78.
He's a good dude. I like his stuff. He might not like me, but I don't.
You what?
I don't know if he likes me, but I like his stuff.
I don't know. He definitely doesn't like that. Yeah, I would say yes.
Fair. I didn't like me,
but not enough to ever say anything about it. It's not.
I didn't like me.
You wouldn't say anything.
I definitely and
yeah.
I refrained from doing a lot of bad stuff to people that might have been, and felt that we're talking. I just didn't know for sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of times when a dude is always hating on Fanuc, it's because even that they say that too.
He's always hating on Fanuc because he has deflection. Yeah, of course.
They say that too. Just like when you know a guy who's always talking about how many girls he's banging, he just never shuts up about it. Something weird with that too. I knew someone that used to do that shit. We questioned it a little bit, sort of like an overcompensation thing. Yeah, I was fucking getting all animated, talking about all that. It's yo, dude, I don't know.
Fuck them. Well, I seen them fucking most craziest thing one time. This motherfucking guy, he was in the bullpens, right? And when I in the bullpen, right? So he fucking just talking with his homies about fucking rat motherfucker put me in here and this and that. He had game. This fucking guy had game. So at that point, when I started cooperating, right, I still was in population for about a month or two before they figured it out, which was pretty risky, And I wasn't getting anything. It was just they were looking for me to the right moment, whatever. So why don't you just get me out of here if I signed off on it, right? But whatever. This guy's fucking talking game. So they bring you into this fucking place where they interview you. They pretend you're in court and they bring you to. Guess who comes out of one of those rooms?
Oh,
that fucking guy talking all that shit in the fucking bullpen. And he seen that shit. He put his fucking head down. I seen him. And then he just didn't make eye contact with me when he was back in the bench because he just
overcompensation shit.
Mm-hmm. So
Drager says, I'm writing a street classic called Hitters, South Philly street kid who commits a murder, runs to Italy with family, gets made in the Kimura, comes back 8 years. That's interesting. That would be interesting.
I know this guy. I think I know. Do you go by another name, Christopher Trigger?
No, I think that's his. This guy's been around for years.
No, that's a good story.
I'm pretty sure that's the same. I think there's only one Chris Traeger.
What happened to the studios guy? I feel bad because I can't disclose the up and coming.
Yeah, that's another one too. I mean, you get when you know anything that it's like you constantly talk and you have to like over express your hate for something. It seems she comes off a little weird, like you're overcompensating for something. I don't know.
I don't. That's who the fuck I am. What's up, pal? Okay.
G78. Yeah, he does. He does like the Irish guys. G78. G78's in Ireland right now. It's like freaking 4 o'clock in the morning over. No, it's probably like 1 o'clock in the morning over there or something. Maybe.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, Chris. I know who you are. My bad. I just fucking. I don't know. Something's wrong with these fucking how they putting them together. How usually we have color with names, don't we?
We have what?
Color with names. When I'm looking at the chat and just something looks wrong today.
Nah, yeah, something's going on. I don't know. Something's going on with YouTube.
That's why. Something's
really weird. Other people have been complaining about it, and I really haven't noticed it because I haven't been around too much this past week, watching anything or in any live chats too much. But apparently, 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, good. You'll be up late tomorrow too, hopefully.
Thank you for the kind words, Warren. Thank you.
Joe Elia. Frank, you mentioned a guy, Smitty D'Angelo. How big was he?
He was an up and coming in the Bonanno family. He was part of that Bonanno 60s war. How big was he? He was talked about even when I was in my teens, and he died right 4 years before I died. So fairly big, yeah. I mean, he was definitely a mob name, especially in my neighborhood. You know, biggest guys in my neighborhoods were Fritzy,
yeah.
Catalano, Patsy.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, man.
I'm trying to think of the biggest guys in my neighborhood. Yo, Frank, did you know Jersey Hal Valet? Jersey Hal, who's that?
Jersey Hal Valet?
No.
Middle Village,
baby.
Jersey Joe.
South Carolina.
Oh, he's talking about the three Capos guy, no?
I was talking Patsy Conte. My bad. I
talking about Ziccarelli. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about big guys in my neighborhood.
No, him though.
Oh,
Joe Valet.
Oh, Joe Valet. No. I didn't know him, Crystal.
Joe Valet.
Yeah, I didn't know. But what were we just talking about? We talking about
no, Lefty. He can't. He's not allowed to. Or they're not allowed. I guess I should say they're not allowed to.
Oh, with each other? A lot of them have lifetime parole, right?
No, they're not allowed to. No. As far as I know, they're on I mean, I don't know though. I really don't know. I haven't
Was there a lot of drug use?
A lot of cocaine, yeah.
Okay, there was. Okay.
They sold a lot of cocaine too.
Did they use a lot?
From what I hear, yeah.
Yeah, well, Patsy Catalano was a Colombo guy. He was Vito's captain.
They all did different things, but they sold a lot of cocaine for sure.
They had to take a lot of drugs too. I mean, those kind of that pressure. I'm thinking after all that or even doing what they were doing. I mean, something had to fucking numb their ass, you know.
Yeah. I know they aren't on Lifetime. Okay, I don't know what they're on though. To be honest with you, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But you know, they had a lot of connects for drugs. One of their connects was there's a Spanish guy that went back to his name was Pedro something El Paz, and he was like this big coke dealer. They called him, he was like a fucking godfather. They called him Padre Paz, and he was the guy that went back to 50s and 60s and everything, and he was actually doing Fed time already for cocaine, and then they re-indicted him as a part of the DeMeo indictment. But he was some Spanish dude who had this whole organization, and he was one of their connects for cocaine. he was a big time guy. He operated out of like Queens and other areas. Actually lived not too far from where I am now at one point. And then they got him for something. I think drugs, and they were saying that he was like storing some stolen cars for him. So they had a lot of connects. They had a lot of different guys. You know, I think Paz. I don't know if Paz was Cuban G78. I'm not sure.
I'm reading.
He probably was, but the other guy was the what's his name, Negro guy or something. I don't know. It's dicey to me. I actually got to get a FOIA request out on Pedro Paz because I want to know more about him. But we can move on from that. But yeah, they did a lot of court. Yeah, and what David Price says here is true. Gemini twins got caught doing blow in the bathroom when they were on trial. That's a fact. Yeah.
8 balls of $70 insanity. No shit.
Yeah, Doug Jack. Yeah.
Fucking did Christopher says that, who was that? Yeah, Christopher Drager goes, 8 balls are $70 these days. I don't trust anything out there. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
guys
say, like, you know, how
like
could
to
you
have a good time and shit. I mean, be careful, man. Really, that fentanyl shit. Why fentanyl? I don't get it. Fentanyl's a downer, ain't it? So why would you put that in coke?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy.
I'm not sure. Who else is here tonight? 146 people. Thanks for hanging out on a Monday night.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. You know, and we're talking about lawyers, right? So we're talking about lawyers who are pretty good with the law themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And comes to mind was Ali. He was always on his law books. Ali studied law, I believe, or he was going to study law. And obviously his life took a turn, but he was always caught up in them law books. He described the racketeering law to me and how it worked because I was totally fucking in the weeds. And I'm still am. I mean, I'm not. But he was good. His father represented himself. I don't know if that was a good idea, but his father was a very, very intelligent guy. The snake I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean, you learn a little bit when you've been getting locked up since you're 15 years old. You learn something.
Not mistaken for Lee the Snake Persicola. Lee Persicola.
Lee Persicola. That was funny.
Yeah,
who said that one?
Francis Fiordolino.
Yeah,
Frank Fiordolini. Francis Fiordolini. Yes, his name is
it
Francis.
was like fucking. I get it. Did you say it's for money? He is basically a ball buster. All right. I was thinking about it the other day. You know, I went to Frank. You have any dealings with Epifanio D'Angelo? No. So back to Lee, right? He just, you know, I'm doing the fucking I'm doing the wrestling thing. All of a sudden, he sees a little money that could be made over there with this fucking one guy that was there was tearing it up, making angel money, and then dumped her like whatever. Let me not go there. But and all of a sudden he gets
dumped her like a bad habit.
Yeah, he was trying to fucking play two sides of a coin and he got caught. Fucking motherfucker. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I mean?
How about Jerry the Jew? He might have been the best, right? Couldn't get himself out.
Jerry the Jew. Yeah, couldn't get himself out. Motherfucker. I mean, yeah. You know, Tony Danza plays two criminals in movies, and he wasn't that bad. He plays the guy who kills the Hatcher guy. What was his name? Gus Parachi. And then he plays Jerry the Jew in a movie. I like the Jerry the Jew, his portrayal better.
I didn't see that. I didn't know he played.
They were TV movies, I believe.
Tony Danza played him?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Look it up. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not fucking far from perfect.
Interesting.
Yes. Pro, you're right. Anyone who defends himself in court has a fool for a client. Yeah.
Speaking of another guy who defended himself, the Jackie DiNorcio, who I was talking to, speaking of Pete, don't mean to bring him up again, but he brought him up to me on the phone because he said he knew him in Florida. He was the guy who was with that in that Jersey case. U.S. versus Asatura, with like the Tesetas. It was like the longest fucking case ever. It went on for like 20 something months. They made the movie Find Me Guilty, where Vin Diesel plays him.
Oh yeah.
That's like another guy who decided to represent himself. And if you watch the movie, it's pretty funny because they actually use like all the real like court testimony for the movie, all the court transcripts.
It was a good movie. It was one of those movies that
telling jokes and like saying stupid shit.
Yeah. That was a good movie. Do a Pete impression, Christopher says.
Everyone. Trim Master, do a Pete impression. Oh, he says it too. Jesus Christmas, what's going on here?
Somebody just mentioned if Ali ever mentioned his dad
he said Sammy the Bull
as the snake. His dad was hardly ever talked about. When he did, it was family kind of stuff. Like I remember my dad on Sundays used to have Jimmy Roselli pumping that one album. I hear it all the time when we had dinner. The one where Jimmy Roselli sings it. I know the album. It's a Neapolitan. He sings Neapolitan songs. Jimmy Roselli does. And he loved that fucking album. He played every Sunday. He goes, as much as I hated it back then, I miss it now,
You know what?
Right. He was, strong like a bull, a real strong guy, he's not a guy you want to like, mess around with,
There you go. My throat's messed.
Yeah, that was him for sure. That was him.
Never seen a guy like that, strong like a bull,
Yeah. He'll be on tomorrow. Let me see who else. Why did they whack Vito's? I don't know. What any opinions?
No, his dad was a very powerful guy though. They don't know. There's mixed stories to that. He was definitely not a cooperator or anything like that. He wasn't. Family wise, I'm not going to mention who was going through a little family something medically, and he was kind of like really like out of it, so it could have been a power move. Tough fucking guy. The dad.
Yeah.
That's where he got it from. Tough guy.
I don't you would know. I don't know. Was he made? Was he a made guy?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you a made guy?
Were you a made guy? Yeah,
he was. Okay.
Yeah, his dad was. And I don't know what goes into wanting to kill the guy. No, I know what goes into someone wanting to kill your pop, but they had a great relationship, I heard, growing up from his friends. They were close. They were close, and the guy, Union's guy, they were always together. They were around. They were friends. So I guess when he probably, who knows if you don't know, what the party said. I'm pretty sure they did. You know what I mean? And then from there, we they went hunting, and that's what happened. So Vito never forgot about that, obviously.
What was Vito and his brother's
relationship? That he was one of the toughest guys I ever met.
His brother was locked up when Vito was on the street, right? That's at one point. Yeah, for a lot of the time, or
I never met his brother.
You never met his brother?
No, I met his brother-in-laws because they hung out with my brother Joe, and they were from East New York. Anthony's brother-in-laws, I believe his daughter's mom, his daughter's uncles. That's it. But we heard a lot about Anthony. We heard, that it was his brother. But I didn't know him. So you figure 11 years, okay, where I knew Vito, and then Vito, well, obviously I wouldn't probably meet him unless Vito was with him.
Right.
So I'm thinking from 91.
What did he do? He stabbed somebody or something?
I think it was attempted murder, self-defense, like not self-defense, manslaughter.
Okay.
They dropped it to manslaughter. And that was that.
How about this question here? Dominic Sicali said Montreal was still kicking up to the Bananos after Messino. Any truth to that?
He would know. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I don't know. If he says it, I have no reason not to believe him.
Anthony goes,
I know there
two
was
separate
definitely-
state beers. Well, Panisi did his 17 upstate. Okay.
And I might even defend him on that, because maybe that's why Sal Montano went up there thinking that if they're paying him, I could fucking take over this area. You know what I mean? If they're paying us, but if they weren't paying him, don't you think you have to watch out? Like they had enough of us. Like I'm gonna come up there, let's talk, and then we got nothing to fucking talk about. You know, we're not giving you nothing. You know, well, fuck you. I'm talking about the Bananos. Listen to say I'm crazy, but if you really look at it, after Vinny G goes away, Rizzuto could have made a play for that whole family. Let's be real. Not in New York. Not in New York. Well, you got to bring people down. That's the same kind of play Sal Montano had to do up in Montreal. It don't work. You just don't go with fucking 4 goons and think you're gonna take over an area. I'm surprised they didn't kill him earlier. To be honest with you.
Danny Trio shot. Yeah, I don't have any Trio clips. We had that one last time. That was pretty disturbing when he said he was going to F John Allen in his ass. That was pretty bad. Speaking of guys that talk about that kind of stuff a little too much.
Yeah, what's that price? State price? No, he never got convicted of that. And there's other scenarios to that I don't want to emphasize on Anthony's case. But no, he never did. Impossible. If he did, he would have been in jail. I never would have met him. Was in Florida in the witness. Frank, did the Bananos know Joey Messino actually was not in Florida in the witness protection program?
Where's he in Ohio, right?
He was in Cleveland, Ohio. Yes.
Yeah. Ralph Rogers. Proletarian scumbag. Rizzuto Sr. always seemed to like more than a regular hit. Sniper with rifle, etc. There could be a Venezuela angle with the people there, Frank. Might have nothing to do with Montreal.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean,
Sally Ironworker got clipped. Is that something you could have seen happening?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Pistori, what's going on? Joe, I got to get back to you on Facebook. I'm sorry, man.
You ever seen that foghorn, leghorn?
Yeah.
Remember he has that chicken hawk and he throws him in the fucking doghouse and tells him to go fight and fucking the dog comes out. He's built like a motherfucker, you know. He's built like John Jr. on steroids. You know, that's what happened to Sal Montano. Somebody's seen him fucking smoke up his ass, okay? You got Montreal. Go get him, boy. And bring me some money back while you're at it. He brought him money. What's
up, Mega Bad Boy?
You go to a different city. You don't go with fucking 3-4 guys. You go with 20, 25, 30 guys. And I'm not talking about fucking money guys either.
Messina was Mr. Rogers and went, yeah. I don't know if he had any cardigans or anything. I don't know if he had a cardigan in the collection or anything like that, but yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about this. We were talking on the phone earlier about this. We had a little impromptu live.
Real quick, Remy Sierra. I'm sorry. And we'll talk about real quick.
Remy Sierra.
Yeah, what a fucking part of Frankie Frappiano's crew. Tough. Fucking, you want to talk about a tough jailer? That's a tough jailer right there.
Whose crew?
Frank Frappiano. Frankie Frapp?
Oh, the Gambino.
Yeah.
I didn't know what name. I thought you were saying Fradiano. So I don't know what the fuck that is. Frankie Fapp. Yeah.
Anthony Capo fucking stabbed Remy in the eye with a fucking pen. You know. And I'll tell you what, man. That's one guy you got to kill because he keeps coming back. Go ahead. You were saying, I'm sorry.
No, answer some comments because I'm gonna talk about a book and I want you to bring something up that was brought up in my live stream the other day and I said that you would talk about it.
Sure.
So I'm gonna be right back. All right. I'm gonna go get the book.
Where you going? To the library?
I'm gonna go to the library. We're gonna go to the library, look into the Genovese family. They're on the marquee. They are the Hall of Famers. They are the NBA championship. They are the Lakers dynasty. They are the Celtics dynasty. They are the 90s Yankees. All right, I'll be right back.
You just got he He just missed that I miss Bernstein. I miss Bernstein so much. What a fucking goofy bastard, right? But yeah, guys, you have any questions for me? I'll take them. Madison Square Garden, MSG. I mentioned in episode 2 seeing the kid OJ 2 weeks before his demise at a Madison Square Garden, a Nick Bull game, and I spoke to him for a little while, and then I found out he had been killed. And what do we got here? We got any good questions? Because I'm all ears. Okay. Brett's going to grab Too Fat to Fish by Artie Lang. That's good. That's good. Remy Sierra, back to him. Remy was a fucking nutcase. Remy was a good hair cutter too. That was his dream when he was coming out. He wanted to open up. It kind of reminded me of that movie, Zorad. Not what the fucking Zorad with Adam Sandler. You know, when he comes out, he wanted to, but he was fucking crazy. I mean, if he had fought with his girlfriend, what happened was you get 300 minutes in jail on your phone, so you could do like 10 minutes a day. But he would have these situations with his girl, and his minutes would be done by like 4 days. So you could use up to 15 minutes an hour. So by the 4th day, he'd be out of his fucking money and everything. Time to go to the hole. And he probably lasted in a unit for a good month, depending on the day. And he was always in the hole. They would tie him down in the fucking cell like that. One of those guys, like beating on the, they're giving it to him good. He's giving him back. Big guy too, strong fucking guy. But funny as fuck, you know. I think my brother Rice Ball was in jail with him. They knew each other, and then I caught up with him.
That's funny, Farmer.
I think
All right, so
go ahead.
And I was doing the live stream the other day, and Mob Facts was in there, and he was asking about some of these books. They were saying, you know, Frank could talk about some of them, what he thinks about them. Let me get rid of this comment. So I want to read this. So a while ago, you said the first funeral that you could say that you went to because somebody was a victim of violence was the Settimo Favilla. You were like, what, 8 or 9 years old?
Yeah, I was, I'll tell you what was going to happen, 78, 79? Yeah. 79 maybe. I was 9 years old. I remember where the funeral was. It was the Seneca Chapels because it had this
chapel,
Seneca Chapels. Settimo was my cousin Fina's husband at the time. They were newlyweds, I believe, and he got gunned down. Now, I remember the funeral in particular because they had to fly the mother in, and she was so like they didn't. I don't know why they even did it. I mean, because the woman didn't live too much after. They didn't even tell her what happened until she got to New York, and then they told her and that her son been murdered, and the poor woman, her screams, it was just eerie and sad at the same time. This is the ugly part. This is the ugly part of the mafia, you know, unfortunately, and that was something that I remember very clearly.
Right. So this book by Blumenthal, right? Last Days of Sicilians.
Mm-hmm.
This came out. I don't know. When did this come out, Frank? 1998.
Okay.
So it talks about the Favilla thing, right? It says pizza shop guy got gunned down outside his home, this and that. And then apparently a mysterious letter gets sent to the precinct, right? About a guy talking about some informant, whatever, sends a letter to the precinct for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
It says the victim, Settimo Favilla, had been gambling in the back room of the Cafe del Viale on Knickerbocker Avenue. He lost $3,000. He tried to win it back, and he lost even more. Then the letter said Cesar Bonventre, an associate, Filippo Ragusa, Paul's dad,
right,
sat him down and made him a proposition. Favilla could discharge his gambling debt by making a trip for them to Italy. All he would have to do was bring back a package containing some power, right? So you got to bring some junk back over here. He angrily refused, vowing that he would pay back his debt and he would never deal with heroin, and he got whatever, this and that. So they're framing it. Favilla gets killed. Oh, by the way, right before he gets killed, he has to sit down with Caesar and Ragusa. Things don't go well. So obviously the conclusion is these guys had him whacked, right? I guess that makes the most sense when you read a book like that, right? So that ended up causing a real life drama, didn't it?
Yeah, well, it just broke friendships because that narrative is fucking totally false.
So it's a false narrative we established.
Yeah,
Right.
and we'll bring what really happened, because we don't learn about the fucking reality of this until a certain cooperator who was involved in the murder brings it out. Yeah, I mean, when you mention somebody like fucking Caesar Bonventuri and a powerful man like Paul's dad, Phil Ragusa, as well, you know, you're kind of like, well, if you don't do this, we're gonna, you know, kill you or anything like that. You know, I knew his dad. I knew Paul's dad the short time I knew him, and he wasn't that guy. I mean, if you piss him off, he was capable of anything. Don't get me wrong, but he wouldn't put that kind of pressure on somebody. Secondly, his daughter was good friends with Setamo's wife, Fina, my cousin, and they were very good friends. And after that happened, I remember when she used to come back from California, she would come visit Paul's sister. They were best friends, you know. So what happened after a while, that story comes out from that book, and they kind of disassociated themselves, you know, because that's what it's saying, the false narrative that fucking, you know, a stupid book like that can make. And that was it. It was a major blowout. It wasn't like they were good, but their friendship ended. And at the same time, it made people look, you know, Caesar probably, you know, who knows if $3,000 was his thing. And the real reason, let's go to the real reason, because that was in it. We'll just push that aside. But the real reason behind it was because he talked disrespectfully to Frank Bonomo, an old Bonanno guy. And when he asked for his money, you know, he said, "Where's my fucking money? I'll give you my money whenever the fuck I want to," you know. And they say he said something fucking out of range. He called him un coinudo, and that means, you know, cuckold, you know, someone was cuckold. And I don't think that was the case, because he probably would have died right there and then. Okay. Did he get animated? Yeah, I believe he did. And they tried to squash it at one time, but he was in pain. He left off like that. At one point, they reached out for his father-in-law, which is my cousin Fina's dad, was Joe Pizzo, who was at one time a member of the Bonanno family, but kind of like retired. You know, he lives in California at the time. He's also my first cousin. You know, he's my dad's sister's son. He's the oldest in the family. I'm the youngest. He just was like, what the fuck do I got to do with my fucking son-in-law being a degenerate at the time? And he regretted it after, you know. Oh, they said, all right, if you're washing your hands with him and he's comporting himself like this, then we got to do what we got to do. So on one night, he lived in Glendale with my cousin, Glendale being, near Ridgewood, Bordertown. And 4 guys pulled up. One guy was a driver. 4 guys pulled up to him, and they killed him. And they killed him, shot him to death.
Yeah.
So that was that. But back to what you were saying, you know, can't believe everything you read in these books. Can't believe in everything that's been told to cops, because sometimes the people telling this stuff are lying, you know.
Yeah, and like that. I mean, apparently it was a mysterious letter that got sent to the precinct, which is kind of weird, but I guess it's possible.
Yeah, that was an old cop fucking thing back then. You know, they send us this thing because they couldn't go out on a limb on it, you know what I mean? So they were putting out fucking like, oh, somebody sent us a letter. Yeah, okay, somebody sent you that letter. Pete Zaccaro was the guy who flipped, by the way.
Yeah, Bud Zaccaro, yeah.
Later, who becomes a government informant, but he becomes also part of the Gambino family, and Bonomo loses him somehow because he was part of the Bananos at first. So,
yeah,
there you go with that. We're talking about drugs, right? Fuck.
World Cup 2006. Did you watch it?
Yeah, well, yes, I did, bro. I did. I in a Minnesota jail cell.
I'm not putting labels, titles on guys, but I heard Bernstein is a captain for the West Side. Yeah, that's true. 100%.
Bernstein, the first Jewish made member of an Italian crime family.
That is true. That is true. What's up, Wash and Wear Bandit? He's a fag.
He's a fag. Yeah, he gets fucking. He's crazy. That guy. Can we play him a little bit? We need to. We've been a little somber today.
Frank. Frank, did you know? Get me to associate Benny Geritano. Remy's actually a hairdresser in Idaho currently. This is Ryan Brown. I have no idea what my YouTube handle is playing. Another guy with his YouTube handle all fucked up.
Oh yeah, okay. He's in Idaho cutting hair. That's fucking great.
I was gonna do a Geritano thing when he stabbed up Mark Iacono in Brooklyn, just to rub it in to the fucking pizza man over there in Brooklyn that you fucking gotta wait online and put your fucking name on a list, and then hopefully they call you to get to eat pizza. Any place like that, I automatically hate. So maybe I gotta go over there and do it. Maybe gotta put your story out there, buddy. Not that I'd be putting it out there. It was in the fucking news back then, but you know. We could always revitalize things. Plus, I heard Benny Geritano say some interesting things about why that happened on Convict Inc.'s show. Very interesting. So either you fucking democratize that fucking pizza or you stop bullshit. Or I'm going to put the story out, bitch. I'm just kidding. But I'm not.
Mr. Rogers Messino. Somebody sent me a Mr. Rogers Messino wardrobe or something. Funny shit. Back to Idaho.
Yeah.
If he's in Idaho, he's not too far from me. I might go see Remy if I knew where he was.
Bernstein's yeah, that's actually true. That's actually true. Yeah.
What? Bernstein's family member
Abe was part of the Purple Gang in Detroit.
Oh, really? So how? Yeah. Wow. Cool. Why did you?
Do you have anything to think you? This fucking Irish fucking moron's back again.
He's fucking
this fucking moron.
He's probably seriously. Why?
You're like a half a retard, aren't you, Liam O'Connor? Or maybe you went full retard. I don't know. Every time you come in here, you got something stupid to say.
Have anything to think he?
I'll let you stay for now, I guess.
Yeah, they fucking show how stupid he is.
Yeah, he's gonna. What is he gonna rat on me for?
Fucking come up with something original, you dummy.
Right. You know, every time you come in here, you're fucking talking about fibby tales. I don't know what you're talking about.
The town clown over there somewhere in fucking Ireland. Liam. Anyway.
Co-host Bo. But I know he's trying to get a rise out of me. I'll let you stay, Potato Boy. You can stay for a little longer.
Yeah, that's great. Good. Yeah, he doesn't get that much attention at all. Anyhow, what we got? And
I love my Irish, as I said, but you know.
Talking about flipping, right? And we're talking about my cousin Dino as well. His immediate family had a lot to say about me when I flipped. Isn't it fucking crazy how that shit happens? Especially an uncle in Italy. That's my first cousin that I don't once removed as well. He had a lot to say. You know, we don't do that in our family. No, your nephew did. So take that what you got. Well, you remember me, right? Can Frank look in the mirror? Yeah, I can look in the mirror fine. Especially when I'm banging your mother.
This guy.
You fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I remember you. Yeah, I remember you. I remember most. I
remember when you look in the mirror. Come here, Lassie. I'm like that. Come here, Lassie.
Hey, Frank, did you personally know Baldassetti Amato?
Of course.
Yeah, watch the Ridgewood series. You'll learn a little bit more about that.
What do we got, Frank? Do you
think you can read it?
Oh, Frank, do you think that the family had any contact with old man Bonanno during the Galante hit? Apparently, they asked for his blessing. No, I don't think so. Why? So they get tipped off. We're going to kill Carmichael Anthony, the guy who fucking kept you alive. Why? They didn't feel threatened by Bonanno at all. They didn't feel by, no.
Hey, Liam O'Connor, how about this?
Stop the baloney, huh? Who the hell?
What's you fucking? Stop the baloney, huh?
Come on, have another Guinness.
The
Oh,
Irish.
I love Irish people. If it was, I like. Obviously, I like to have a drink or two, maybe three, and I have fun with Irish people. My girlfriend, a lot of Irish girls. I'm
Nice.
addicted to that pale skin. You know what I mean?
Is that it? Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, of course.
Christopher Drager, he says, Frank, I got a rebuttal back on the Rizzuto taking over the Bananos at such a weak point, 0405. He has more money himself than the top 10 guys at that time in the Banano family. He could have sat.
Chris, I really don't know. I mean, I'm saying that I was like backing to a certain point what Sakali was saying, and that was that he said they still were, and it kind of might be because listen, if that was in the case, why does Montaigne goes over there, Sal, the Iron Man, whatever, goes up to Montreal thinking, well, if they're still giving us money, maybe I could make more since I got deported there, his eyes got wider, but maybe not. I just don't know. You see, me giving background on it is not a good source because I just don't know.
Lisa Pizzatola says no shots tonight. Yeah,
who cares?
I'll bring on the other. We'll bring him back. Here he is.
There you go.
There he is. Greg Valentino, ladies and gentlemen.
I seen that mega bad boy, that clip with Remy and the Rosa, and I think Jimmy was there too. I believe on that one. That was pretty good stuff. On a sad note, go ahead.
You think Messina would call Sal and try to get the way to clip when he messes appetizer up at TC? Imagine. You think they taught? I doubt it. Imagine they did though.
He hated him. Hated him.
You ever hear anything about Banana and the rackets he had out in Arizona?
No, yeah, he had legitimate business, I believe, like fucking cheese and stuff.
But he was with the cheese still, right?
Jose,
He was with the cheese still, right?
The fromage, yeah. That's what
fromage.
I heard. Sal Matei got clipped less than 2 years after arriving in Montreal. I think that was even too long. Not that I like Sal. I don't mean in a disrespectful way, but yeah, he was a small fish in a big pond.
Does Greg Valentino have his own podcast? He doesn't have his own podcast, but he's on this channel twice a week with his friend. The show, if you look it on YouTube, type in Joe Zapata, Zapata, Greg Valentino. It'll come up. He's on that show, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a week. They do like an hour live stream, I think. But that guy does a bunch of other stuff. But Greg's there every week. So you can check Greg out over there.
Gotcha. Frank, did you know Andrew the barber on White Court Fair? Of course. Andrew, I knew him since I was a really small kid. He was good friends with my brother Phil. They used to go out clubbing together, and then they kept their friendship. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Look at this. How was the FBI agent when you spoke to him to rat on your boys? Your co-host was already in the room. Were they good guys? What the fuck are you talking, bro? Go stop drinking.
This is a strange character.
Stop drinking.
Very strange character.
Well, get yourself a girlfriend, huh?
Very strange guy. What else?
I met Salvatali's kid. Did I have?
Thank you, AP.
No. He was peculiar. I'll put it to you that way. What was his name? Joel. Holy shit, that might be you. Joel was his name. The guy who asked me about Salvatali's fucking kid, his name is Joel.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird.
It seems I'm not seeing. It seems like I'm not seeing the questions that you are answering. Huh. I don't know. Damn, got in here later. Saw episode 2 preview. We have some South Brooklyn guys on it, so the episode has more than Ridgewood on it. Yes, it does. It has a lot more. It's mostly not a Ridgewood episode, actually.
What's that?
So
It's
a
not.
good-
It's not. And it was so in the episode 2, we're really like carrying what 91 to about 93. Oh, yeah, the 92 or early 93. So that's where we're at right now. And that fell in the category because instead of 8 episodes, I'm giving you 10. And you got 8 more. 8 more to go, and then before we take a little break again.
I watched an old clip of Gene and Jeff, called him out about a couple of lies. Gene said unhinged. I don't think Gene's going to. Yeah, I remember that. I don't think that's on Jeff's channel anymore. So it might have been someone else that reposted it. What was Danny Trejo's reputation on the street? Did you ever do business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used
Trump
to
and Heat.
He used to clean the clubs. I was the coffee boy. He was the club cleaner.
What's up, Trump and Heat? Look at that guy. I moved on her like a dog. I moved on her like a dog.
Danny Trejo was a no knock around guy in Brooklyn. There you go. Who's telling us this? Danny Trejo.
He liked to knock a few things for sure.
Yeah.
He liked to knock a couple of things around.
He was smelling underwears.
Strange guy.
Well, we got
All right, so you're pro-gay.
So we got a good conversation going. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. Really, really do. This is a pretty good show. Not different, kind of like what we intended to start anyway. Doing something like that in that, talking more mob stuff. And that's where we're at. But we're talking about like innocent victims. One of the worst fucking cases of it. That somebody should have never got out of jail. And it's not because how he comported himself after he got out of jail, it's because the crimes he committed to get himself in jail to begin with was Giovanni Brusca. I don't know if you ever heard of him, Sicilian guy.
Yeah.
A monster.
He killed a bunch of people, right?
A monster.
Yeah,
but one of his most heinous crimes, he was involved, I think, in a murder of a pregnant woman, but the worst of them all was a 12-year-old boy. So this 12-year-old boy, his dad, Santino Di Matteo. The kid's name was Giuseppe. Santino Di Matteo became a cooperator, so they went after his kid, and they disguised themselves as cops, and they caught the kid and said, "Hey, look, we're gonna take you to your dad, and your dad's he wants to talk to you." The kid gets in the car. They kidnap him and really torture him for 2.5 years, close to 2.5 years. They hold him in a fucking like a little cave and hardly feed him, and just finally they took the poor kid out of his misery, and they unfortunately strangled him. And then they put him in an acid bath. 12-year-old kid, and this motherfucker. Took him not too long. He got in there. He just started squealing and talking. And he ended up doing 25 years with all these fucking crimes. And because it was cooperation, they let him out after 25. So I get it. You don't even want some of these motherfuckers to help the government. I don't give a fuck. So I get it. Sometimes you got to go to hell to get fucking your witnesses when you're prosecuting the devil. But this guy was the devil. The devil. And he's somewhere roaming around, and that's just fucking unfortunate. Hey, can't hear you.
No, I was looking for something, but I didn't want it to play because I was gonna get Mikey Muscles. Yeah, he was a bad dude. Got a lot of stories on Mikey Muscles. So that's the same one I'm thinking of.
Mikey Muscles. We had a guy in the Bananas named Patty Muscles.
Oh yeah.
Romanello, yeah, something like that. I didn't even know him. He was just on the fucking indictment.
Yeah. So I had to mute.
Matteo
Speranza. Yeah, that was the Colombo kid. Colombo War. Bagel shop kid, right?
Another one. I mean, they put this fucking 2 years and 2 years and almost 2 years and a half for fucking just dirty motherfuckers, bro. Just dirty. What are we talking about?
They look.
That's why they fuck each other. They do a line, they hit the pipe, and they fuck each other. What do you think they do? Johnny Light loves a fag. He loves a fag. He'll suck a cock like Tony Pete's in a heartbeat. Skin it back and suck it. Fucking fag.
Blah blah blah. Without these people, Lee and Danny don't have a show. It's embarrassing that these grown men.
I know. Here's another fucking reject. Go back to the fucking garbage pail, you fucking monkey.
I never even heard of this guy. He's probably one of Johnny
He's a
Light's
jerk
buddies.
off. He's another one. Won't show his face. Talk shit. He's another fucking fag. Get him out of here.
Miss Can't Be Wrong says you're about 3 feet.
Bozo.
Miss Can't Be Wrong said you're 3 feet taller than John A. Light.
Yeah, and about 60 pounds heavy. I'm gonna knock his fucking head off and I'll cripple him. Maybe I'll even use my feet and cripple him. And I hope his boyfriend's there to watch.
He might jump into the ring and try to save him.
Yeah, that's even better.
Vincent says, not that Danny can't take it. I hate to see Danny have to fight this guy.
Yeah, you know why? Listen, I do too. But you want to know something? Here, listen. Here it is. I'm at the end of my fucking rope, right?
Oh, not the end.
Listen to me. This is so much adrenaline for me. This is better than fucking having sex. Take it for what I'm saying. I want to break this motherfucker's back. I don't give a fuck how big he is, how much weight he can lift. I don't care how he shows his tits off. I'll break his fucking back. Bank on it.
Oh, God.
I just ordered. Okay, that's
Win the fucking ring.
point here. You never.
If I couldn't, but I'm going to tell you.
I'm trying to find the one part though. Hold on.
Who knocked this? I'll tell you what I'm doing. And this again, he's just like.
They sent him to all sorts.
Because I don't give a fuck how.
But
with people, and don't say.
All right, I wanted to find the worst part, but you guys get it. We were talking about before. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny, Big Small. I was thinking about that when he said that. When Tony Pizza was like, he says he's getting all adrenaline, he's getting pumped or whatever. But when Tony was like, I get chicken skin. I hear 25 guys are coming to see me. I get chicken skin. I get excited over here. That's what it reminded me of.
Unbelievable. Frank, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm choking.
My bad. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
What was I doing during the Colombo War? Cagney says, nothing. I mean, what I was reading in the paper, because it really didn't affect my neck of the woods. You know, they were just killing themselves in Brooklyn. That's what that's what was going on.
How about Mikey Knows? How do you feel back then?
No comment. I didn't know him that well, you know. Frank, that I know Dirty. Sure, I know Danny Mangelli. Danny Mangelli's a good guy. He did a lot of time. I was supposed to be in that global plea, believe it or not, but me, him, and Robert Lino, and he had one murder as well on that case, or two. I don't remember. I think Robert had the two. And they came back with a global plea, and we're like, "What the fuck you giving me and these two guys fuck on a global plea? 27 fucking years. They pushed me up 3 fucking years, right, from a regular plea to 27, and they looking at 29, and another guy's like 31 or something. And I remember Robert telling me, Robert Lino saying, you don't have to do it, man. It helps us, but you don't have to do it. At that point, I really didn't give a fuck between 24 and 20, and I did not think I was going to talk. This is a little bit before my trial, which was supposed to take place 6 days before I flipped. And that's what Danny set up Louis Tuzio to get clipped.
Danny Mangelli. I had trio. I thought it was a trio joke again. I'm sorry.
So Danny couldn't set up Danny Trio couldn't set up a fucking. Not that setting up his fucking anything. What was he gonna set up? A fucking underwears?
Obviously. The Buscetta movie is the Traitor.
He's looking at the Fruit of a Loom heist.
The Traitor, right? That's the Buscetta movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That was a great movie.
Dr.
Yeah.
James Buccellato, an advisor on that movie too. We found out recently.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That was a shout out to James, Dr. James. It's almost that time. We got to bring him back on one day, if he wants to, of course. But
what was your favorite New York club in the late 90s?
Late 90s? I don't think I was clubbing by then anymore. If you're asking me the early 90s, Cafe Society was one of my favorites. Limelight I didn't care for. What else? Favorite clubs back then?
I saw that building's for sale, actually. That church.
Really?
Yeah. Gaslight, what's going on, man? Yeah, I saw the other day. It was it's up for sale, the building over there.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. My favorite clubs. I'm still at my the Palladium was pretty cool. Remember they had a killing there one time. Remember that, the Palladium?
Yeah, I don't know.
Danny Trejo couldn't even fuck a horse. Thoughts of the 2017 film Death of Stalin? If you watched, of course, I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm a Russian history buff and always been as a kid, and I liked it. I liked the movie a lot. Khrushchev and the whole gang. Who was the general? The Russian general, badass general. They had a whole, it was after the death of Stalin. They were gonna decide who the fuck is gonna be the next leader, and to everybody's surprise, you had Bria, who was a fucking KGB guy. The initial what was it? NVKD before it became the KGB, and he was that guy was a fucking. You want to talk about an animal? He used to go around Moscow looking for women, young women, having his way, and then after they were if they didn't do it, the whole family went to the gulag, right? And then if they didn't do it, that's what would happen. But if they did, he'd send the fucking roses to the house the next day. Just an animal. Check out that movie though; it's pretty good.
I didn't see it. Oh yeah, as I've said 100 times, I'm a terrible movie watcher. Did you guys ever talk about who you could see running the family? You and your friends, like, hey, he should be boss.
Do you other guys have talked about you could see what do you mean? Oh, could see run the family like back when we were kids? Yeah. I mean, we always it's like a campaign when you're in the political campaign and you're a guy. You want your guy to be that position, so because you get the perks that come with it, Who did we like? Like, who do we think? I don't know. There's a lot of guys that didn't want that position, believe it or not.
Under says, I used to smoke blunts in front of the Limelight when I was on lunch from school. When I came, what school did you go to? What are you, Stuyvesant boy? Cooper Union boy? What school you going to over there? Where's Cooper Union? That's downtown somewhere, right?
Stuyvesant?
No, Cooper Union. Stuyvesant, I know.
Isn't that by like where the Trade Center used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said that, but I don't know. And Limelight is on 6th Avenue?
It's
6th Avenue, yeah.
And 19th, I believe, or 20th.
6th Avenue, yep.
There's a lot of nice clubs out in Manhattan. I did the Manhattan club thing for a minute, and then after that, I neighborhood clubs.
Oh, you HVAC school. Okay. I thought you were one of them woke jokes in Stuyvesant over there.
Yeah.
This is the story, right? Do you think Spiro ordered Louis Tuesday to get clipped because he shot Joey Boy Sclafani when he clipped Gus Faraci, demanded Spiro to get his button, or both?
One of the reasons, I mean, he wasn't getting made. The more he was talking about getting made, the more they were fucking telling him it ain't ever gonna happen in their mind. So that's a guy who had too much ambition and was a little bit of a fucking yapper, not a rat, but talked a lot.
Yeah,
that's another case. Every mom, their kids are saints and everything. I get it, but the mom was like fucking always, they killed my boy, they killed my shit. Like the guy was just a terror in his fucking neighborhood,
Yeah.
We showed you the picture of the kid Leadhead. Well, I don't know what was his name.
DeRosa.
Tommy, was it DeRosa? And you see how innocent that kid looked. He was 15. He looked like he was like 9, 10.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about that, like farm teams and all that, and Brooklyn had the most dangerous ones because we might have had one of the most able guys, but you know, and stuff that's legends are made out of, and Vito, but they had a lot of guys who were just I gotta say my neighbor did too, but see, my neighborhood, there was only one clique doing this shit all together, and they all hung out mostly on the same time. And then you had the Puerto Rican kids out in Knickerbocker, they were doing their fucking damage too. A lot of damage. But we were, you know, we were friends with them, you know, it wasn't like that. But in Brooklyn, every 3 blocks you had cliques, and in those cliques you had killers. So it was a different kind of fucking atmosphere. There was something going on there, you know?
Yeah. Who was Louis Tuzio with when Gus Ferracci got clipped?
Who was Louis Tuzio with when Gus Ferracci? I think he was with the Gaglione kid, no? Yo,
Galleon, James Galleon.
yeah.
Was that who he was with, or was Galleon with the? I always get confused.
One of them, I believe. I think
Yeah.
he was one that was there. Yeah.
The
I
Ralphie
believe.
Wiggs son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bushwick is very bad in the 70s and 80s. They had their own little fucking gangs there, and they were fucking lethal. They were throwing people off fucking roofs.
Were you around the Gemini crew, Frank? Was that you hanging out at the Gemini Lounge? Was that you?
Was you around the Gemini crew? No. I didn't even know who they were until I read the book.
I think Frank was by the time those guys were done.
I mean, they might have gave
Gemini.
me that book gave me some ideas, I'll tell you that.
Frank was what, 13 years old when that got
yeah
taken apart.
Mm-hmm.
Froggy, yeah. You guys spoke about Leadhead in this live. No, Frank mentioned the kid Leadhead in
Part 2.
Ridgewood, a True Story, episode 2.
Check it out, 7.
And then we found a picture of him in an old news article that was talking about his murder. He was actually talking about a number of murders at the time of like kids shooting each other and shit. And they happened to like use his photo as one of the kids, but he was 15 apparently when he got killed. But they used like this photo of him from like 4 years earlier. They made him look like this. And I didn't know him, obviously, but they made him look like this little smiling, happy-go-lucky kid. Apparently, Frank hears otherwise. I don't know. I really don't know.
They liked him. His friends loved him, because you know, like you have that one guy. He had more money than the 16-year-old kids when he was like 12 and 13. He would bring him to the movies. I mean, was your car fucking safe with the Benzie boxes in them? No. He did that. He did everything. He sold weed. But he was young. He was a baby. He was young when he was doing this, Nobody wants to see anybody die, especially that age. He was young. He was a kid. But I Murder Machine losing my ancient mounts when I read it. Tower King. Murder Machine was. Yeah, we'll look for that. Tommy Karate loved him. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that Tommy Karate liked him a lot. They said at a funeral was like, the whole neighborhood showed up at his funeral, and the family that I believe eventually moved because they were taking a lot of shit after that.
So it was April of 1992. 15-year-old kid with a heart of gold was shot dead in Brooklyn. Thomas DeRosa, 15, of Bay 23rd Street in Bath Beach, was shot 4 times on Bath Avenue. And it was a fight.
Well, there was this family, the Carlsons, and they were like kind of a misfit family for that neighborhood. probably a good thing. I don't know, misfit, they just didn't fit in, kind of like. The way I understood, they were a family of people that looked like they were like more from North Carolina in the sticks somewhere. And I'm not putting the family down. That's just the way that was told to me. Then Bath Avenue. There's the kid. Bloodhead. Yeah. He died in front of the funeral a few blocks from the 60. Okay. Yeah. See. So yeah,
that's what it says. It says Bay 23rd and Bath Beach, a block away from the 62nd Precinct Station House, during an argument with two older youths at 11 p.m. on Friday.
Apparently, I had an argument. He threw a bottle at the one kid. The one kid came back and blew him away.
These country white families are always the most dangerous.
Okay. Bath Avenue, Benson Avenue, 86th Street was all the times when I grew up. Yeah, I mean, if you're a misfit for any kind and you live in an Italian neighborhood, I can imagine the fucking, the jokes were thrown your way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you believe the Sammy story about Roy DeMeo wanting to kill a room full of senior citizens for fun? Is that normal behavior for a mafia member? I think that, and I've asked Pete LaFrosia about this. Pete laughed at it, and basically he said if Roy was to ever say anything like that, it would be as like a sick joke, not that that's a funny joke, but it would have been like an offhand, silly joke. The idea that he'd want to whack a room full of senior citizens, stupid.
Yeah.
Being associated with mafia members, is that normal behavior for mafia members?
What happened? You broke up.
I said, but you being affiliated with that life, is that normal behavior for a mafia member?
I've had off people say off things. I had one guy that I was very close to, who was a heavy hitter, and I'm talking to him. And I told him that I had run into Mike Tyson at the golfing is in this city. I met him twice, and that was the first time I met him. This was right before he goes to jail. He was supposed to fight Holyfield. So I told him, yeah, he goes, and he was asking me how big was he? I said, pretty big. And then he just comes out of nowhere. He goes, I wish I was there. I said, why? I would have liked to meet him. I would like to stab him. Yeah, like the fight, but just shank and just run. Like I go, why would you do that? He goes, because he's the strongest man in the world. I think it made him feel powerful, saying that he could have got one on him. And that's not everything I love. I was like, okay, that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Joe
Pistori. James Jimmy Tenaglia, Genovese Capo, Williamsburg kid. I know him from a cousin of mine. I built a bar in one of his after hours clubs. I've never heard of him. Do you know him, Frank?
No. Nope.
Jimmy
Tenaglia. No, the Jimmy I knew was that guy.
James Tenaglia.
Knapp. Jimmy Knapp, I think his name is not on.
Sammy said Roy told me he killed two. I don't know. He might have said it. I mean, I have no idea. I wasn't there. I could tell you that Sammy didn't. Sammy has told the same Roy stories 1,000 times. He doesn't have any new stories on Roy. That's why he keeps telling the same ones. It's because he wasn't really around him that much, and he didn't have any business really with him. He might have been around him when all those guys met and did their things, but they didn't have anything together. They were living in believe me, guys. I know firsthand fucking knowledge of this. They didn't have any real business together, and they did different things with their lives. Let's put it that way. Very different things. Very different businesses. They did different things, for sure.
Yeah.
And once again, that's why Sammy has the same 5 fucking Roy stories he keeps recycling, because he doesn't have any Roy stories. He doesn't have any.
Another May guy telling another May guy from another crew that he had killed 200 people, even one, is very, very, it's rare. It's rare. I killed 200 people.
Roy did not come from a wealthy family. No, he didn't come from a wealthy family. That's not true.
They were butchers, though, right? By trade.
Didn't come from a wealthy family. He had worked as a butcher for a little bit. His father or brother was a justice. His uncle was a DA. One of his uncles, and one of his other uncles was a medical examiner at one point.
Right.
But him specifically coming from a wealthy family, no, he didn't come from a wealthy
Right.
family. But he didn't have to come from a wealthy family because he was making big money before he got out of high school.
Hey, M. Coop, what's up? Long time no see, buddy.
What's up, Coop? Pat Cogny, what's going on? Boo Lux. Was that Flat Top's brother? No, not related to Flat Top Rosa, apparently.
No. And thank you to, like I said, Mikey Yamin for helping me out on that episode in particular.
Lisa Piscatola gifted 552 Thomas and Frank Fidelino memberships. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Lisa is another I consider a part of the team anyway because she contributes as well. But we're all part of, I guess, 52 Nation, right? 52 Topics and New York Crime Spot as well.
Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate you. You know, Bobby Fingers used to come into the chat, and he doesn't come in here anymore.
Bobby Fingers, who's that?
Remember, he used to come in the chat all the time.
No, not really. I don't remember. Doesn't mean he doesn't come. I just don't remember. Sonny Brosh, he's another one who contributes too. Sonny Brosh.
Yes.
Sonny Brosh is a real. I mean, you want to talk about? Shout out to Sonny there. I got to call you this week. But you want to talk about a guy that, I mean, the stories are fucking great. If he ever decided to come on, it'd be but I understand.
Yeah.
I would definitely you guys would love this guy, okay? All right, you would love him. And he believe me, he's been around a lot of legendary people. And he's another guy that I thought I'd never talk to, and not a rat, not at all. But I guess some people like some people don't, and he was really nice to me.
Oh, the story says Tenaglia was a protege of Jimmy Naps, actually.
Frankie, I see something, and I'm glad you told them they were wrong. M. Coop. M. Coop's another one. I mean, he's a neighborhood kid, neighborhood guy. He knows, of course, he's not one of the story this idiot Hootie said about Eddie Recca. This idiot Hootie said, yeah, I don't know, man. He's been rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. I could consider G my friend. Hootie is a guy that I know from another guy. I'm not gonna. He was on the show, and I thanked him for coming on. That was cool. Yeah, I don't know.
I saw him on some show. What we were like, some girl walked up to him, was like, "Hey, can we take a walk?" And he was like, "Yeah." What is it? Some girl that asks people to take walks?
Yeah, I guess. Frank, what was Jimmy Knapp into? Jimmy, he had a son that he liked to booze it up a little bit, and I met him. And I think his dad was the legendary guy who fucking spent a lot of time in the city. I really didn't know much about him though. Hootie's getting a lot of what do you call that? Feedback, right? I guess, but look, man, their show does well. It does better than we do, for that for sure.
Montiglio had a rough life and wasn't considered a competent witness. Yeah, I guess it depends. I didn't always believe some of the stuff that he says because he talks back some. But even his friend Ross Brother would admit that sometimes he didn't know where the stuff was coming from. But you guys gotta remember that he's not the only witness on that case, and he's not the most powerful witness on that case. He's not the most powerful cooperator on that case either. So,
really.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Vito Arena and Broadway Freddie Genomi, I mean,
they're right in the middle of the murders.
I mean, Broadway Freddie was literally dismembering people with them. So I mean,
Wow.
and Vito was there for that too. So those guys were like literally cutting fucking bodies up. Freddie, I think more so than Vito, but yeah, those are two powerful witnesses. And then you have a lot of other witnesses on the case that you'll never hear about. You have to go into the court files to really look at it.
Yeah.
All types of weird fucking people.
Yeah. That's what you call smoking guns.
You know, that was a long case too. That was a really long case.
If you're if you're thrown into a murder case and you're looking at the discovery, you basically know what the government has if there's other people. In other words, who are talking or not, especially if you're like, there's a couple of you involved. You look at it and you go, oh, well, they got it wrong. So they're not talking to somebody reliable. But the tricky part with the government is they can use double hearsay. So this could be coming from not necessarily an accomplice, but an accomplice talking to somebody.
Yeah.
You understand? And in the beginning of my case, that was the case. And I was reading between the lines. I was looking at what they had. They didn't have much. They had me in. But the more they kept me in there, the people felt comfortable to come out of the woodwork and started talking. I think while I was in jail, like 3 or 4 people came out on my case. Where there was only like 2 to get me indicted, but they were basically, you know, and this comes from me. You know, when you get locked up, nobody's gonna fight your fucking case like yourself. You know, I had one scumbag that sent me a lawyer, and I paid half for the lawyer. He has balls saying that he paid for my lawyer. That's the funny thing about it. Never did. And after I paid half, I go, well, did you see so and so's dad or whatever? He goes, no, I haven't seen them in a while. So he went from looking just to find out if to find out about the case.
Right, exactly.
And then just stopped fucking doing everything, and then ended up wearing a wire himself. You know, then he has balls to go and fuck with people's shows saying that he paid for my life. He paid for Gots. It was 2 Gots.
World's greatest. What happened to the gym? I think it became a place called Phil's, if I'm not mistaken, DL. I think it was called Phil's after that.
Not Rice Bulls.
What do you think happened? I don't know.
What do you think happened to Dracula? He got staked.
I don't know. Albert claims he took him to the airport and he made an escape. If you look at the FBI files, there's like all these weird reports of him being spotted in all these other states, and the FBI is like fucking getting all this intel that he's in this state. Oh, I think he's in Virginia. Oh, he might be in Pennsylvania. And there's like this whole fugitive trail on him. I don't know. He probably got fucking caught up. He probably got murdered or something. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Jeff Canarsie of Mom Talk Radio said he spoke to Angela Clemente. And who's Angela Clemente? Who is that? I don't even know who that is. And he believes Joey Testa and Center were framed. Framed in what sense? They never did anything. What murder?
I just lost my shit. I hate listening to that fucking guy. I gotta get some of my fucking.
I don't know who Angela Clemente is. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I mean,
but I know he did a live stream on, saying that they were framed, and he was using this. And I have the file. If you guys that want it, email me. It's a 50-page appeal document from like 96 or 97, when they were appealing their case. I think Braffman's one of the lawyers, actually. I'm pretty sure on that. But the way we mentioned earlier. And I guess it has to do with some witness testimony and a couple of the murders, but it doesn't account for that. It doesn't account for everything in there. So I don't know.
What's wrong with Matt? Matt looks pissed off about something. He says, I hate this, some difficult shit.
Some difficult shit.
Hope he's okay. I hope everything's okay, man.
Worse is sitting in the remand center, not knowing what's going on down. If anybody else is writing statements or if your lawyer is doing her job, your family's being taken care of. What's the worst?
Okay, take it easy, Matt. Poor guy. There's a lot of work, huh?
And by the way, with that other content creator you just mentioned, with saying that, and if you're saying that he said they're framed from his mouth, I don't know if that's what you're saying, but that's a guy who I believe heard say in the past, refer to them as like serial killers and say that, oh, I would never advocate for them getting out. He said things like that, I believe, in the past in reference to those guys. And to say that they were framed after or before, doesn't compute. But like I said, I don't know if that's what you're saying. I don't know who Angela Clemente is. I have no idea.
You know, this is a guy, right, that fucking basically bullshit so much that nobody takes him seriously. You want to talk about a fucking, he has his own, they have don't they have a fucking, check it out, Fibby Tales. It's about Jeff Canarsie and all the lies he's told in the past. He can't even get a defamation fucking lawsuit because he lies so much.
It's from Angela Clemente. She's the person. Yeah, but that live stream that he did a while ago, and I watched it because it was titled "The Gemini Twins Frame." He was reading from an appeals document. I have it. I know exactly where he got it from.
You know what he wants?
It was like a 96 or 97 frame. And what were they framed for? I mean, I don't know. What were they framed for? Exactly what? What, did they never kill anybody?
Yeah, Coopy is.
Did they never chop a body up? Is that what we're trying to say?
Well, how the fuck would he know anything about anything? This guy was an Elvis impersonator. Elvis impersonator. Yeah, I mean, fucking just.
They should be fucking thankful that they never fucking went to trial or got charged with anything that they did with the Lucchese's. Because they'd still be in fucking prison. They wouldn't, but I guess it wasn't worth it, So they should be thankful they didn't have to get ran through the fucking ringer throughout the 1990s after they were already sentenced in 89, I believe, when gas pipe fucking flipped and he started placing them at fucking murder scenes. But the government seemed not to care to go after them.
Well, I think they was overkill at that point. No, they thought.
What?
They probably thought it was overkill.
Yeah, they were already sentenced away for life. They already had them on like fucking 8 or 9 murders out of God knows how many. Listen, guys.
Francis, I haven't been there in a while. The AC, so it's been a long time. What was that? That Trump Marina was one I used to go to. Joey Molina ruined Jeff's career. Jeff's career was ruined anyway. You know what he wants, right? Listen to this. You might agree with me. What he wants is, let's call him Fibby. Fibby wants to get on these guys' good side, thinking in the back of his head, one day they could come on his show and he could give an interview because he's just making, which is never going to happen. I'm surprised anybody wants to go on and give him any kind of interview. Or it might be just his personal mind that says, some of my family members and then went back a couple of years ago and they were good friends. And that's why they probably come on. He's just a liar.
Yeah. I love Tom LaVecchia, but, I don't know if Tom's listening, but he almost got my crumb bum of the week this week. He was on that show, Crime and Entertainment.
Right.
And the title of the interview, which is a good show, Hollywood Wade, shout out. I don't know you, but shout out. And I guess the whole theme was, is the mob genre dead? Or was that was the clickbait title on the thumbnail?
Right.
And because he brought up Canarsie, LaVecchia's litmus test for the mob genre dying is he didn't get enough views on his Jeff Canarsie interview. So that told him, oh, this thing's done. Because to date, he's only got 30-something thousand views on it. 34,000 views. So that kind of told him that the genre was dead. That was his litmus test. Tom, what's going on, Tom?
Well, Tom
because Canarsie did an interview on another channel around that time, or a year before, or a year after, that it got like only 8,000 views. So you actually did pretty good with that interview, all things considering that it went on another channel and there was only 8,000 views on that, because I checked today. And I do like Tom a lot, but I don't know.
I do too.
I guess that's his own personal litmus test, I guess.
Yeah, Tom was
basta. But And I'm only bringing that up because the other guy just got brought up. So I figured I would.
Today, we're going to unpack. There's a lot to unpack here. Time to unpack.
Unpacking.
I figured I would unpack a little bit, you know, how I felt about that. I thought that was a little so anyway.
Yeah, Doug Ross. I know he drops names. He's just a bullshit artist. Did you? I mean, I actually had to fly to his fucking area to go fucking joke him and meet with a couple of his old friends that were joking him too. We went to his high school, and this was Jeff Kanowski's high school, and we got some yearbooks. He was in Rhode Island. That mug, you can't mistake that mug. They were in them fucking yearbooks, okay? He's got an identity crisis, you know, like geographical Jeff. I gave him the name Honolulu Jeff because he showed up with fucking a tan on one of his avatars, made himself look better looking. You know, you're born with that mug. Just keep it out and fucking look at me. I'm not the best looking, far from it. It is what it is.
Matt says, I like Wade. I thought that interview sucked. Which interview, Matt? The Tom Canarsie or Tom Wade? Brad, I'm sorry I'm late to the convo, but you were talking about gay stuff and the mob. David Patillo. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if David Patillo was gay, Lisa. I'm not sure. They said that, or they claimed that he had cross-dressed during hits, and he might have been actually the language that I've seen used. It was a Finocchio or something. The thing that upsets me is that, like, there's a shit ton of David Patillo FBI files out there. Now, I did my own FOIA request a while ago, and I waited like over a year to get something back, a year and a half, and that's not even that bad for some of this shit. Because they told me that to get the full David Patillo, it was going to take something like 87 months or something. Literally. Yeah, we'll give it to you in 8 years, or you can fast track it, and we'll give you like 100 pages or 50 pages. So I thought, all right, fast track it for me. Give me whatever you got in short notice. And I got a bunch of stuff from the 80s that I already knew about that was absolutely fucking useless to me. But there's like a 5-part David Patillo FBI file out there that's no longer available because the site that has it locked up. And I hit up an author once to get him on the show. And I also wanted, because I knew he had the files. And he never got back to me. So until I could see like sources or anything, or a reason why the authorities actually were saying that, I'll say that maybe it's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. But that's what they say. Apparently some of that came from his FBI files, but I haven't seen it. I don't know. I would love to see it. I find them to be very interesting. An old school white slaver, as they say.
Sister, what's up? I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, it's beginning to look like that. I agree with you, man. I don't know why he's throwing fucking shots at everybody. I'll tell you one person he threw a shot at that he would have never talked to on the street, because I know the kid on the street, and that's Howie. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, to be honest with you.
Wait. What was that again?
Who'd he throw? You know, he said when you see. Yeah, I don't know why he's doing what he's doing. I don't get it. Hey Frank, when you were what kind of gambling, they was asking me was going on. The gambling houses, it was poker mostly, kind of rummy games and poker, and not the one that's popular right now, Texas Hold'em, which I believe is probably what they're doing now. You know, if I know, it's become popular. Probably coffee shops are playing that. And what else? The Baccarat was 3 months game. It was a seasonal game, actually. You got anything to say?
Me?
Yeah, like I caught my Narco Wars on Amazon Prime. So
yeah, you saw it?
Yeah,
it's on Prime. Good, I'm gonna watch it. What is it? The Heroin or something episode?
Heroin Don is part season 2, episode 1.
Okay,
which is a good one. And then season 3, episode 3, I'm kind of like narrating that one.
Okay, I'm gonna clip some of them up now that you tell me it's on Prime.
Huh?
It's on Prime.
It's on Prime, Amazon Prime. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's kind of funny, and the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I like the biggest you know, who's the most critical person on me? Me.
Yourself.
About me, yeah. So I kind of went from like looking half decent to a fat whale by a year in season 3. I must have gained like 30 pounds in that.
Oh, well, they're different times. You look different in each one.
Yeah, that's season 3.
Okay. I only seen one. I think it was a part of the Galante one that I saw.
Right, season 3. You go into that one. It's episode 3. It's called Chasing the Dragon.
Chasing the Dragon. Okay.
Yeah. So in that one, I had to go fly into DC, right? So I go to DC, and the only reason that was because when they came to my location, it's in season 2, they weren't going to go to, because the other person they had to talk to that day was the ex attorney general under Reagan. What was the fuck his name? Meese, I think. He was like 92 years old. He was in that episode. Well, he was in that series.
Yeah.
And they had to talk to him. So they weren't
cool.
getting up and fucking come to see me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I had to go up to DC.
That's cool though. No, it's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
M Coop, tomorrow night, I believe. Tomorrow night we're going live. Supposed to be last night, but something happened. I guess he couldn't do it. Supposed to be tomorrow night. So keep an eye out. I will put a notice on Crime Spot for tomorrow night.
Frank and Brett, bring Howie back as a guest anytime. That's his choice, decision. If anytime he wants to come on, he's more than welcome. It's like his show, you know. Yeah, of course.
Fucking BTF Phoenix with the puns all the time. Fugazi fries. Can I suggest the name La Posa Nostra?
I like that. La Posa Nostra.
I do like that.
I like that. I'm going to use that. I'm sorry. I'm going to use that on the Sibby guy.
That is good.
William.
A Cosa Nostra, bro.
A Cosa Nostra. He kills everything. He couldn't learn Italian. Both his parents talked Italian. He didn't speak it.
A Cosa Nostra, bro.
Yeah. Big Don made Hootie catch a last minute flight to New York.
A lot of drama.
I mean, what the fuck? I mean, why?
Oh, I don't know. Well, that Hootie thing stems from something that happened at Rayo. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, they're saying
he said he was part of a hit team sitting on Dom in his house. I have no idea.
Who knows?
I must have missed some of the fine details. I haven't unpacked it completely yet, I guess. I really don't know.
Yeah. What's up with Fibby's friend too? He's a nut. Just keep on agreeing with him. Yeah, that guy's even funnier than Fibby, ain't he?
Who?
When you see those Fibby tales and they showed him talking as a guy that goes, oh well, yeah, you told me that story one time. You know about the time I went to go see that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that was a close one, huh?
Yeah,
sure was.
He did a short a few weeks ago talking crap about Dom, but he deleted it fast. Interesting.
Listen, if you're gonna talk about somebody, right?
Crypto Nostra.
If you're gonna talk about somebody, it's gonna be out there. Once you talk about somebody on here, you can bet your ass. People love train wrecks, so it's gonna go to that person.
The only thing I didn't get was Dom Sicali. And I'm going like months back. He used to talk about Hootie. It's just nothing new. He used to go, I call him Hottie. Sounds pretty gay if you ask me. I don't know why you would call him Hottie. I call him Hottie, not Hootie. Hottie. Sounds pretty gay, Dom. But I think Hootie's fine enough. You don't got to call him Hottie. But
they had the girl pick him up. You said,
but
all right. So you're pro gay.
Yeah.
I guess,
How many people we got on, my man?
127.
Not bad. You want to do 5 more minutes?
Yeah, we'll do a few more minutes and then we'll get going. Nice show. I need to watch that. When are you guys getting Greg back on? Yeah, we'll get Greg back on at some point.
Yeah,
Greg loves to talk. So anytime he comes on, it's definitely going to be action packed. It's going to be a lot of wee talk, a lot of Pichadil. I think Lisa Pistola got drunk. She took a shot every time he brought up his wiener. Hypo crypto.
That money was never on Donnie Brasco, Doug Gross. That's funny. That's funny. BT
Hypocript. Oh, hypocrite.
Yeah, no shit.
Do you think
He didn't have that money. He's full of shit. Ain't nobody's gonna take out a federal agent. You know, they took out an agent by mistake, and they closed down they almost closed down the mob in a week when Hatcher got killed. They ain't gonna take out a fucking federal agent.
Yeah. Bad idea.
They threw that fucking guy to the wolves in a minute. Get this motherfucker and make him die on the street so everybody could see it.
Although Persico tried to whack a fucking prosecutor, but he failed. They killed his dad instead.
Yeah, that's another big one.
That's a bad one.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
You know, I just Doug.
It's gonna be a shots-a-thon when Greg comes back. Yeah.
Greg, forget about it. He was talking about got police drunk.
How do you go from this to this? Pretty wild, right?
It looks like the Michelin Man.
Pretty fucking wild. Yeah. Shout out Greg Valentino.
Messina ordered the death of a judge and prosecutor. I think you got that wrong, Bo.
I think you got that wrong, Bo.
That was he got Vinny Gorgeous on tape talking about that. But he you know, Vinny also talked to another cooperating witness about that too. You know that. I don't know if it ever came out, but he talked to another guy. I think it must have come out because the guy testified in court. The Jimmy the General guy.
Yeah.
Barry. Yeah.
You told him the same thing? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we got there's the tape out there too now. Now it's out public,
Yeah, but this was before anybody knew about it, and they yanked him too because he knew that. Greg Andrews, right? Was it Messino the one who ordered the hit on Greg Andrews? No. Keep up the great work, Andrew Nelson. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, no. So he had told a couple of people actually that was in the plans. And again, Dominic Cicali, now that I know him, I could call him Dominic, had a story to that the narrative was started by Messino. And knowing Joe, it's believable, but there was other people that Vinny apparently had told. This was before anybody knew about it. And one of them was this Jimmy the General.
We could just listen to that.
Armand, what's up?
What up, Mustache? What's going on?
My man. I always believe Vinny ordered it and trapped Vinny for the government. They have other people that he talked to,
It's a question. I want you to be honest with me. I'm always honest. But you can't play with me. The other day you played with me and I let it go. I'm concerned with this Randy.
Nothing, forget about it.
I don't know. I mean, who knows about it?
You want to know something?
Yeah.
All practical purposes, nobody could think that it came from you. Nobody. That's it. Randy was just a cup, and I gave him 100 chances. What happened is...
But you still can't do that without getting an okay from him. You're not the boss. You got to have unity. Without unity, you got disunity, you can't win.
Oh, you know the thing that you fail to realize, Joe? The guys right now, there's an open door for rat. Because of what happened over here, you can trust a handful of guys. Dominic is a loyal door.
I don't know. I never know. You tell me that, I got to believe it.
Oh, that's not what I thought he was. I thought it was. Isn't there another tape where they're talking about that?
Oh, that was the second one, I believe. The first one, he was a little reluctant to talk, and then he told him he gave him a pass. The other day, I asked, I don't know if it was the day after, but it was the second tape.
Yeah. Here it is. Hold on a second.
You're going into the first one now.
Yeah, I played the wrong one. My bad. I played the wrong one. That was the Pizzolo one. Okay. Pizzolo, people.
Jackie Gleason. It don't sound like him, but his approach is definitely him.
What do we got to do to go out?
All right, Bo.
Yesterday, I had too much to do. I had a visit. I had to wash my clothes. 2 lawyer visits.
How's yours?
I seen it last night. What'd you think of that brief?
Great. I don't think it's good. I think it's great. They're doing the same thing to me.
I might be indicted again. Conspiracy to murder.
For who? This prosecutor, I can't underestimate it because he's a dirty, rotten c***. Okay? But it's on.
No, I know that. But you got to remember one thing, man. Listen to me. I know you told me in the first time. I said, let me think about it. But I don't know who you told.
Nobody, bro.
But I don't know that until just now.
So, Joe, you're my guy.
I
Come
understand.
on. I'm not, that's too
But do I know maybe you said something to Dominic?
No,
Do I got to ask you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never.
I got to ask you.
Come on. I gotta be a dope.
Remember, we spoke in full time.
Yeah.
I want to take the prosecutor out. What are we going to do? That's no good. That's a sore thing.
Forget about it.
Yeah. You talked about the prosecutor.
Right.
And I said, give me time. I want to think about it. I've got nothing but time up here. Think. We ain't going to benefit.
No.
I mean, it's crazy that, listen, I'm not a gangster. I don't know shit, but it's crazy that he'd be so willing to like just talk about it and not just be like, I don't want to talk.
You're wrong.
Am I though? Because it seems like, remember the prosecutor? You remember, right? It seems like he was really poking him to fucking say something about it.
No. Okay, I'm not Vinny Gorgeous, but Joe Messina could ask me anything.
Okay. Because you don't think that your brain doesn't go to that he's wearing a wire.
Not only that, let's say I'm wrong. It cost me my life.
But what's wrong with him saying, you know something, Joe? I don't think this is the right place to talk about this right now, and walk away.
And he said, well, I want to talk about it. You find a way to relate it to him. Sign language.
Like I said, what do I know? But I don't know.
Listen, this is Joe Messina. He at this point of the game,
right?
When I tell you, he was a very, very, very powerful man at this point.
Yeah,
I don't want to start the OC Shorts debate where was he as powerful as other bosses, but you got to remember, you can't say no to this guy. Now, if another wise guy asks you a question, yeah, you could say, "Hey, man, I don't know what's going on here. I gotta go. Bye. I gotta go."
You can't do that,
huh?
You can't do that. Is that what you're saying?
No, you can't dismiss a boss.
Right.
Shit.
It's tough.
He never asked me fucking crazy stuff, but you can't dismiss a boss.
No, yeah.
And
what about this? Look at Roro. After it's done, you're never supposed to talk about it. I guess that goes for the Pizzolo situation.
Not with the boss. Especially in his case, because he wants to know why it went down. He didn't tell you to do it.
Right.
I'm getting rumblings that you fucking took a hit on your own. Well, what was that about?
Yeah.
What are you going to tell him? I did it just because I wanted to? There's a lot of, I'm pretty sure, when everybody, how many people out there, right, in the chat was surprised that Joe Messina flipped? 1, surprised. 2, not. And be honest.
1 surprised, 2 not surprised.
Yeah, and my second part of that question would be, well, then why would you not tell him?
Crypto chip, surprised. Nick Pliskin, surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
Cagney, surprised.
DL says not surprised.
DL, not surprised. Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Taylor, not surprised.
David Price is not surprised.
Jojo Christmas, surprised. Not surprised. Price, not surprised.
Wow, and
Dan Tundes, not surprised.
So we got 3 not surprised out of
Middle Village, surprised. Delgado, surprised.
Yeah, very surprised. Oh, there you go. Brooklyn Nice.
Very surprised.
Yeah, so let's go back to let's say if you're that very surprised.
Here's a rap before you.
Talk about Fugazi Fridays.
Good call, Tower King.
That was excellent. That was excellent. Scott even more surprised. Yeah, Scott was a surprise. That guy was legendary, you know. And I didn't know much about mobs outside of my neighborhoods, but you heard of Scarpa. Dude was a super snake. You have no idea.
Well, when you think of it in that context, right? When he does admit and you learn everything about his snaky ways and his snake life and all the fucking shit that he did, all the murders that he set up, all the weird shit he was doing even before he was made, all the fucking snake shit that he did, then is it surprising? In context after the fact?
No, I hear you. But the Giorgio hit was not what have sealed his fate. Okay? What one thing you think would have sealed his fate? And it wasn't the Giorgio hit. Believe me, there's one thing he did prior to fucking becoming a rat that he did that would have sealed his fate. Probably would have got him killed in jail.
There was one thing he did?
Does anybody want to answer that?
Was it a murder?
It was an action. He was in an induction. He did actually two of the same kind of nature.
What, his brother-in-law?
Yeah. That's a fucking sentence.
Yeah.
You better prove that you didn't know he went the fucking kid. That's one. And the second one was we probably his brother-in-law, exactly.
All right, you said two things though. What was the other thing?
The other thing is use fucking Ronnie Filicomo in a fucking Sonny Black murder. Ronnie was a correction officer one time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That would have got fucking killed. That's why people were probably like, fuck him, his brother. He knew his brother was a correction officer. We're not gonna give him any more money out here. And that's what I think he got pissed off with because Vinny kind of fucking closed the money line on him.
Ronald, 3 bodies, not 2. Filicomo.
Yeah, after Joey hit, Messina was living on borrowed time. I think he was living on borrowed time. I think him flipping was a lot had to do with the long road ahead. You know,
money
was what was my number one when it came to him. But then I thought about it. I said he was pretty much a dead man, and especially if you get that guy in jail that's doing life too, and he don't give a fuck anymore. He's like, you fucking made your brother. He gets that abuse in there. You understand? They're not gonna give a fuck, you know. His daughter was hot. He had 3 daughters. The one was really.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I don't know, but that I didn't come to this conclusion. I was like, oh wow. That's not a
Ron Previty was made by that was pretty crazy, right?
Was made by and what was he? What was
that Philly guy?
Yeah, I know, but what was he? Was he a cop or something?
Was he an ex-cop?
I don't know.
And was he made? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't remember that. I'm a Philly expert.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know he went back to the neighborhood and fucking rubbed it in their faces, though.
Oh, he was an ex-cop. Wow, that's fucking crazy. There's a lot of practices that out-of-state mobs had.
Copa, I think he was afraid he would die in jail for being so fat and unhealthy. I tell you, that photo of him and Copa walking,
like 2
fucking Flintstones, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, that guy. He was cool as a cucumber. He got fucking. We go to jail. I think he was looking at a stock market thing, but he was in the middle of a 5-year bid or something. And he's all about, hey, what's going on? Who are you? What's your name? Well, talking to everybody in there. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Who the fuck? He's looking at 5 years. Who the fuck thinks he's gonna tell? And they got him out 2 weeks. He was in on that. We didn't come to court with us the next time. We're like, well, where is he? Huh?
Yeah.
Did you ever meet Vito Guzzo's skipper, Patty? Of course. Patty. I know Patty. He was a nice guy. He was a nice man.
All right. Coming up on 3 hours. So this is how we're gonna end the show.
This is how we do it.
Our guy Vinny came back and he said, let's hear that funny story about Vinny Asaro.
Okay, so Vito Grimaldi had opened up this is why Vito Grimaldi was around Vinny Asaro. You know, he was his captain. He had opened a coffee shop, and we had this Sicilian guy working there at night. He would clean up and everything like that. So Vinny figured he'd go by the coffee shop and fucking say hello. But this guy didn't know him. He hardly spoke English, right? So he knocks on the door, right? And he goes, hey, what do you want? You know, he goes, hey, is a Vito here? He's talking about Vito, like Grimaldi and Joe Grimaldi. And he goes, Vito here. And the guy's like, no Vito here. Like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to wait for him, okay? He goes, all right, wait. He makes him come in. He makes him wait. And they stare at each other up and down. They were making each other uncomfortable, you know? You know, and they're like, well, you know what time he comes in? He goes, I don't know, man. Like, you know, the guy's saying in Sicilian, you know? So, you don't know who I am? He goes to him, no, I don't know who you are. You know, they stay like that for a half hour because Vinny tells the story. He ain't mad at the guy. He goes, he didn't know me. What the fuck was he going to do? He was doing the same fucking thing. But they were just looking at each other like this from, there was a table in between them. And the kid's name was Augustino. And he goes, well, what happened, Augustino? I go, talking to him in Italian. Go, what the fuck? Are you looking at me? I'm looking at him. I'm trying to mop the fucking place. And we're just looking at each other. And then he'd ask me every fucking 5 minutes, well, if he's going to be around. And then he tried to talk Italian with him. He couldn't understand them much, And they were just staring at each other. I thought it was the way the kid told it was fucking hilarious.
That's the kind of guy he was, huh? Don't you know who I am? Really? Like that kind
do you know me? He didn't say like, do you know who I am?
Oh, okay,
goes,
okay.
You know me. And he goes, no.
No.
I've seen you before. But it sounds better in Sicilian. He goes, no, I never seen you before. Who are you? Because he was dropping names. So the gator was like, I don't know. I can't help you there, My father was Fat Patty Catalano's right-hand man when Patty came to his Florida house. Okay.
Really?
Good to know.
Very interesting.
His son Jeff fucking used to give him problems.
Yeah.
If you read John Alight's book, he has a situation with Jeff. That's
right.
Read the book.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Jeff the Catman. Yes. Living my ass off.
I know you told me something about, I don't know how true it is. Yeah. Whatever. I don't know.
That came out of that book. You can read the book. But I knew he was, M. Coop knows him. Frankie, that's all bullshit, he says. Okay. He's confusing Catalano. Jeff Catalano, yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't want, full disclosure, I know somebody that's related to that guy very closely. So I don't.
No, he was a nice guy. Alight is thinking about the bakery. Oh, South Carolina. Jeff's the son. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, Jeff's the son. I know that Patty's son. The guy's like a Boy Scout leader, he was, you know what I mean? And fucking little league coach.
Yeah. Thank you to New York Rido. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Michael Matters, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
Thank you, New York Rido. Appreciate it. All right. Hey, listen. Yes, he was. He was arrested in Italy. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, he was arrested in Italy. Yep.
Extortion or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The West Side.
Fred who calls me on Monday all the time calls me. Hey, I'm on my show. Who? Where? Oh, really? Did he come after you?
Where's Latrell?
Dance floor.
Where's Latrell?
Dance floor.
You good?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm good. I just he was on
Okay.
the phone. It's good. I'll tell you what that call was about in a little bit.
We got to do a little intermission, guys. Sorry. All right, listen. It's been 3 hours and just about 5 minutes, ladies and
Pizza's
gentlemen.
calling.
Huh?
He goes, Pizza's called. DL's a funny fucker, man. He said something the other day. It was funny. Oh, what did he say? He goes, Godfather 3 he says Godfather 2, 1 and 2. I got the 3-piece. I'm not gonna say it. It was one of, but that was funny what you said. What he uses the third thing for something else, the third movie, and I thought it was hilarious.
All right, listen, guys. We're gonna head out. Just about 3 hours tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this show tonight. We had a nice crowd. Appreciate everybody who donated. Thank you very much. Everybody who donated, everybody that bought memberships for other people. This Wednesday, we are going to have members only live.
Yeah, we'll have members only, and that's what we do 2 a week. And then next week we'll have episode 3, which is going to be an episode all you guys are going to want to see.
Yep, we did 8 episodes for season 1, Ridgewood, a True Story. We did 2 episodes for season 2, and Vito Guzzo has not appeared yet, but he will be appearing very soon. So you guys are probably going to want to watch that one. Thank you, Lisa Pisatola. Thank you, Dan Tundes. Thank you to the great Roro G. Thank you to the great Matt. Thank you, Joe Pistori, Antonio Delgado, Santino Cianglini. I think I said that right.
I know Santino Cianglini. He was here.
Yeah, Santino Cianglini.
Yeah.
Matt, I got you. Doug Ross, thank you, man. Thanks for hanging out. RD, glad to see you made it at the end here. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you as always. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Send me some more videos, man. What's going on? I haven't seen any tagging videos. You don't send me those wild Manhattan videos anymore.
Scott H, thank you for the cash app.
David Price, thank you. Matt, thank you. Everybody, appreciate all you guys. We'll see if you're a member to the channel. We will see you this.
Yeah. Okay, we got to do the crumb bum.
This Wednesday night.
No crumb bum?
Oh, crumb bum. Okay. All right.
You're a real crumb bum. You're a crumb bum. Real crumb bum.
Who's the crumb bum? You have one?
Fucking Mets pitching staff.
Oh, okay.
Fucking crumb bums. We got a quarrel this week. They suck. Fucking unbelievable. You spend all that fucking money on one fucking player without going after prime pitching. Fucking baseball, bro. That's what happens when people who never played the fucking game put money in the wrong fucking places, man. I'm pissed. At least fucking Steinbrenner had it fucking right. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it, right? About that. But Chad, football season. Boston Chad's going to be giving us picks every week here on a Monday. With his beautiful accent.
Yes.
Where's the car?
yeah. Common.
Hey, Common.
Yeah. So we'll get Chad on here, do some picks. That's all you guys. I don't know. I'll go fucking snooze in the corner somewhere when you do that. No offense.
Matt,
I guess I needed a crumb bomb. Yeah, I don't know. I might give it to Tom. I don't know.
Give it to him, man. If he
give it
deserves
to you,
it.
Tom.
If he deserves
Yeah,
it.
I think I'll stay on message with that. Yeah.
Today we're gonna unpack.
You're a real crumb bum. You're a crumb bum. Real crumb bum.
What's your team, Matt? What's your team? I was asking, what's your football team?
You asking Matt?
Yeah.
He's an Eagles guy.
Is he?
Oh, he's from over there. Oh, he's a Packers guy.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Fudge Packers.
Jeez. I thought I'm fucking going with that one. I thought you were a Washington fan because of you lived up there around that area, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay. Dolphins.
Joe Pistori is a Dolphins fan.
Larry Zonka, baby.
Washington is the second.
Steelers for life, baby. We got
Steelers for life.
Tell us your teams. Raiders. I can't
talk football with you. My team is shit. Who's your team? The Jets?
Probably my team, the Jets, yeah.
That's my team. I mean, I'm a Jets. I come from the Jets house.
The Giants suck too.
Detroit Lions.
Jeez, they suck.
Raiders. Oh, Dallas. Okay, you're a Cowboy fan. All right.
Oh, I got a joke. What's the difference between
Green Bay Fudge?
What does Chick-fil-A and the Dallas Cowboys have in common?
They both don't show up on Sunday.
Yeah, how the fuck did you know that? How the fuck did you know that?
I don't know. Well, I know Chick-fil-A's closed on Sundays.
But yeah, I know, but you verbatim on that one, bro. That's the way I read it. God damn.
I was gonna say they both don't come to work on Sundays, but I feel like
it's easy, man. It's easy.
both don't show. Yeah, it was easy. I don't want to pretend I was
hate
smart.
the
But I will
Cowboys.
admit I've never heard that before. But yeah.
Oh man. See, I can't talk football with y'all.
All right, everyone. Listen, have a good night, and always
John Gotti was not gay.
always
No, he
remember
was
that.
not. He was not.
Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the rest of the week. If you're a member, we'll see you Wednesday night. Thank you.
All right, guys.